Hello everybody and welcome back to the Le Mans 24 Hour in 2023. We've had first practice of 3 hours. We've had the qualifying that has set the deciding factors for the 8 cars going through from each of the classes. Now we are all set for the second practice, but it might have to wait a while. You might notice we've got a red flag out on the track right now as well. The Road to Le Mans series has had an accident as the beautiful setting sun as well. Air temperature, that's at 27 degrees. Track temperature is at 29, 32% chance of rain, 4-kilometre-hour wind speed as well. It looks absolutely fantastic. I want to say, Dissimulate has been sitting in the chat for over 90 minutes, so a massive round of applause to you, Dissimulate as well. He says, welcome back. He's been sitting waiting in the chat for ages. Is he or she or they? I'd like to know how to properly pronounce you as well. But congratulations for being there. Josh T's alongside me in the commentary box as well. We're just trying to get the timing to switch off as well so we can actually see him. But we can't figure out which one it is because it won't seem to want to activate, which is really annoying. Because that means that we can't actually get his screen on because it seems to be just switching off every time I try and press the button. But hello, Josh. How are you? Oh, and now,
hello.
And Tom's here too, which might make it easier.
If I put my hand up, you can see it.
Yeah,
there
we
we go.
are. Okay, let me get that fixed because I've lost it. It's like I pressed the button, I've just lost it, and I can't see where it is.
Shall I swap, Josh?
Yes, if you like to.
Okay.
Because Tom's going to be here as well. As soon as I figure out where this WEC timing system... Oh, I found it. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. Are you prepared and ready to go for what's going to be a very interesting next 2 hours of sessions after qualifying?
Oh, I can't wait. I've just realised we're live. I thought we were on the waiting screen. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, we are live.
Okay, well, wonderful. Hello all. Well, yeah, I'm excited. It's 3 hours, isn't it? Not 2 hours?
Takes us to 11 p.m. local time for us as well. That's midnight for them, so that is 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
Oh.
It's coming up on...
I thought it was...
No, it takes us to
I thought it was...
takes us to midnight. They're coming up at night. What time is it here? 20:49. There's a lot of gravel down at the last corner on the circuit, and if we open up our page for you up here where the image is, if we take a look at our track map here, the last corner on the track is where zone sector 9 and sector 1 is as well. That's down at the Ford chicane and Macudamont. There's a load of gravel that's been brought on as well, so that's why the red flags come out. So we've got that waiting screen coming in. It's getting a bit colder actually up here in the comms box as well, as you see the hypercars coming in, so fingers crossed it's going to be smooth soon. This is our new screen that we've got working as well. This is our tweet deck, followed then also by our wonderful YouTube chat. So do get in touch with us throughout as well, and we can view your messages here. As I said, Dissimulate is there too, so a thumbs up as well. All our informations will be here as we've been getting everything sorted. As Tom's managed to get back with us as well. Hello to Josh. And Josh, what are you making then ahead of this second practice session? We're into the night shift, of course, and you're going to be watching around everything on Race Control. You sent a message in, apparently, to Race Control, so I'm going to take a look at it, and apparently that's great, as we've got our systems booted up for the next session.
Hey. There we go. Everything's booted up.
Yeah, so fingers crossed it stays like this.
Might want to configure columns.
Oh, my word. How have you done that?
Screen.
Oh no, we'll have to leave that for a while. Because it won't until all the 3 sectors come in. How did you manage that? That looks great.
The magic of Windows 11 grouping.
Oh, we've got Windows 11 grouping, but it won't do that for me.
So we've got like local time, the race control messages. So like when the slow zone's starting and ending, I can look at the local time, and then like all of the flag statistics and everything.
Yeah, we've got that open now as well, the side picture. We're just going to get that sorted in the next few seconds as well. And I suppose, Tom, in qualifying, the big news is Ferrari are fast. The 50 and 51 in the AF Corsa, absolutely dominating. Is it too early to say they could be run for pole position? The Toyotas were a bit out of kilter, but we had so many red flags, it just sort of confused everything going into quali.
Maybe it's a bit of Toyota trickery. We know they do like to sandbag quite a fair bit, so perhaps they're doing a little bit of sandbagging.
We'll find out soon enough as well, because the Hyperpole will be underway tomorrow. This will be our first running at night, so expect times to be quicker towards the evening shift as well, as the track temperature cools down dramatically. Tyres run better as well. This is coming up towards glory hour, isn't it, as well, when the sun sets and the sun rises as well. So 9 p.m, well, 10 p.m. here as well going forward is great. So the session should start in 8 minutes. We have an understanding that the session is going to start on a quick notice. So that means that we're going to get the race director from Eduardo Freitas just telling us we're going to go in as well. The session that was on just before in our very long timetables, that is 7 pages long and really hard to read as well. We've just had the second session of Road to Le Mans come on as well in their practice sessions and pit lane evacuation. But it is 2 hours this session will length to take us to midnight for practice 2 for the 24 hours, the 24 hours du Mans as well to come into it. Let's say hello to our world feed commentators who's going to be taking us through some of this as well. And they are the wonderful team as well. Armand Davidson coming in as well with
needing new chassis
coming
and so that both teams, TF Sport and the other team, which I can't remember the name of, they've had to go and rebuild new cars, and the LMP team, the driver has Tower Motorsport has also, the driver's received a penalty in the race because he wasn't slowing down for the yellow flags.
Yeah, the two cars, guys, it was the 777 car that's got a replacement GT car on the way from TF Sports base in the UK, so that should be with us tomorrow. And quite right, Tower Motorsports 13 car we actually saw in that session in rebuild with a brand new tub, and Stephen Thomas, you're completely correct. 3 minutes stop and hold. That's going to cost them a lap. But by the way, at the call of race direction, they cannot choose when to take that. They'll be told when to take that.
Right.
That will cost them a lap.
Yeah. What's the? How do you get a ferry booking at this late? I'm not being a smart aleck here. I mean, how do you get the chassis here from the UK?
You take it. Yeah, no. You take it on probably on Eurotunnel.
I love what Josh just put in the chat, that he's sad about not having a Nemo car. Are you serious about that, Josh, as well? No Nemo car coming in.
Well, with all the fun that we had in last year's broadcast, it's a little bit of a shame.
I'm just double checking. The closest Nemo car you'll get is actually the Action Express 311 car, isn't it? That's pretty much the closest. We've got a few others. The 32 into Europol competition looks quite good. By the way, what we're going to be doing also, not today, but ready for tomorrow, is that we're going to bring up the spotter's guide onto the timing screen as well, so that we will have a dedicated section of track page where we can see each and every one of our cars out there as well, so we can bring that up as sort of a graphic, say that we want to show you the difference between them. We can bring that up as well, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and fingers crossed it's going to be actually entertaining. I'm loving it. All the graphics have started to behave, Tom, and finally it looks like we're going to get something good. But have you seen our new interactive graphics, by the way? Bless you. Have you seen our new interactive graphics coming into it, that we can now take a look at the difference between everyone on the WEC website? Fantastic data that we get access to these days. WEC is both the best and the worst for timings.
It is. It's fantastic. I'm also going to have to run to get a tissue because hay fever's just kicked in. Been out. I'll be right back.
I'm experiencing the same thing. I've got a heater on in the garage and it set me off, so I'm actually turning the heater off, so I'm going to shiver for the next couple of hours for your entertainment. Right, Fossil has said, is this the list for qualifying speed so far? No, that's just the randomizer. That's basically because the session hasn't started yet. They've grouped them into the overall times. In terms of the top 10 going through, we already had those a few hours ago at the end of practice. And the 8 going through from each. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 16 hypercars. And yet, I only saw 15 advertised on the board. So which one are they not counting in that we missed from the graphics? If you want to watch this, by the way, it's available on the WEC TV. And that's going to be a key place to keep an eye on things this weekend. It's also, if you're in the UK, available on Discovery Plus. And if you have Sky, which is Sky Glass, Sky Stream, or Sky Q, you can have access to Discovery Plus for free, which is going to come in very handy on Saturday and Sunday when we finally replace the driver tracker. We've replaced the tweet deck on our main screen with the driver checker that gets brought in as well. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Josh, just coming to you quickly. Have you heard anything from race control? Because I know you've got the race control messages up yet. Anything about a session start time?
Nope. So from that, I'm guessing we're going on time. If we've got nothing, then I'm guessing we're going on time.
Yeah, I need to get race control open actually on my side. Pit entry closed. All session will not be resumed. All cars will be okay, so that was the previous run. We need to refresh that to get the latest data. No messages yet from race control. We look at the number 6 Porsche coming in too. As we're going to cross over now to the world feed once more because we're 3 minutes away. We should go get information from our dear race directors, Eduardo Freitas. Listen.
Is at Tete Rouge.
Yeah, one of the well-known facts of this race, of course, is that the driver can work on the car. So a mechanic could even arrive to the side of the track and help the driver and inform the driver what to do, but the mechanic can't touch the car. Driver can touch the car.
Session will not start on time. That's something we've just been told by the stewards. The session will not start on time. There's too much debris of the gravel on the track, so the session will not start on time. I think the clock's going to start ticking at 2 hours, but we're not actually going to going at 2 hours.
Gonna need a bigger bus than that.
Yeah, get the sweepers out. Get the sweepers out.
Huge crowd on hand here, and we saw even, Peter, on the test day on Sunday, tribunes were full. I've never seen that many people here for test day. It was absolutely amazing, and the number of people that had the tribunes that drivers left up at Dunlop, tribunes on the front straightaway had folks in them, and some of them were absolutely full.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I mean, I think the weather's helping because it's a nice, pleasant day here today, and then for the next couple of days at least, we might see some rain over the weekend, of course, but that wouldn't be Le Mans if we didn't.
Yeah. And I think test day was an opportunity. Of course, they've sold 300,000 tickets for this event, and it has sold out. So this was an opportunity maybe for lots of folks who couldn't get a ticket to come and enjoy to see a little bit of the action as the entire field ran on test day.
So we're getting set then for the start, which is due off in 50 seconds. If we are going to go green, we understand we might be somewhere delayed. But Eduardo Freitas actually isn't sending us any messages, which is really unusual. Look at United Autosports, they're just tuning up from qualifying and a few wrecks we had there. So what are you reckoning then, Tom? How long do you reckon we're going to be sat around waiting for nothing to happen? Because the drivers seem to be thinking something different to us. They're ready to get going out there on the circuit, come what may.
I don't suspect this will be longer than 5 or 10 minutes. It shouldn't be anyway. It would be a surprise to me if they can't sweep up some grass in that time. Some gravel. There you go. I've done it again. But no, it shouldn't be too long before we get going here, I don't think, Josh.
Sorry, mate. We lost you there. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, just lost you for a second there at the end of your sentence. As
yeah, I said I 10 minutes or so. I said I reckon.
Green flag. The session is go, but we don't know yet if we will actually go. Because let's say from Eduardo Freitas.
Pit exit is open for free practice.
We are!
The dulcet tone.
They have opened it. Fantastic. Green light and away we go for all of the action here for the Le Mans 24 hours. This first practice session at night. And this is where the action really heats up. We can't wait for this one. Because I think, Tom, we can both agree, the night is the best Le Mans you ever get. It is bone-chilling good.
I love it. I really do. I love the night running. It's Le Mans. This is what you do it for, and this is you know, in the actual race where the test starts to begin as well. Getting into the night and getting those headlights ablaze, and the pit lane as well. The buzz around the pit lane with all the lights going on. It's just such a nice thing. The best spectacle in racing, in my opinion.
So we're getting our racing underway, and Josh will keep an eye on all the data for us up here in the comms box as well. He's down in the pit lane, the 56th car that was stopped out on track last time out as well in the Project 1AD. It was stuck at the Porsche curves at the end of qualifying, has now got back to the pit lane, and it's been fully resurfaced. It's going to go out for a shakedown as well. By the way, drivers that must complete lap time in this session are ones who have never raced at Le Mans before. So this is going to be quite crucial as well, especially for the invitation or the initiative car as well, which is the Hendrick Motorsports 24. They have got to have it. Now, Jensen's raced here before, as so has Rockefeller, but Jimmy Johnson has got to complete some running at night in order to be considered officially allowed in. That's correct, isn't it, Tom? That's how it works, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's 10 laps, is it, if I'm not mistaken, that they have to complete over the 2 hours?
Yeah, 10 laps under the lights. And it's a 3-minute lap, remember, so it's quite a long number of laps.
Yeah, there's about half an hour of driving, so they should get that in the space of... well, it's actually a 4-minute lap, isn't it, if you think about it? So it's about 40-minute stint there. Yeah, it's probably better to round up than down on that one, I think. The 2 Peugeots waiting to go out. That's another thing I love about the WEC, the fact that we've got the front jackman, the lollipop man, I should say, rather than the Formula 1 light system. It just makes it so much cooler.
It does. It makes it easier as well. There's no mistakes on it. And I believe, Josh, you said, I believe in the chat, official sunset was a few moments ago, so we're now officially under night running, aren't we?
Yeah, the official sunset was at 21:55 local, which was 5 to 9 our time, so around 8 minutes ago. So yeah, officially the sunset has setted, but it's still around the sun, but it'll keep going down until we go pitch black. And talking about the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Garage 56 entry, Jensen Button is out on track with it right now.
Oh, that's interesting. They put Button out there, not Jimmy Johnson. He's got to complete those lap times, so maybe it's a shakedown for... Maybe they'll do 1 shakedown each lap for Jensen and then for Rockefeller, and then get Jimmy Johnson out there as well for the rest of the session. Question? Go on.
They have tomorrow as well. They have tomorrow as well, don't they?
That is true,
running.
yeah.
So it's not a desperate issue.
Tomorrow's track running as well is free practice 4, which is 1 hour as well, which takes us through from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, because we've got practice 3 that's underway at 3 o'clock. This is all French time, by the way, 3 till 6. Then we've got Hyper Bowl, which was 8 till 8:30 p.m. Then we've got the Hyper Pole ceremony, which is 8:35 until 9:15. We'll be covering that. It's a long process as well, so TweetDeck will be open. And then, of course, 45 minutes later, 10 till 11, we've got practice 4. And then everything shuts off on Friday, except for the fact that we've still got everyone going through, they're testing the systems, opening times for garages. They go out, of course, we've got Road to Le Mans going out for a race as well, race 1 of 2 for them. In fact, Friday, believe it or not, is one of the busiest days for track action. And then on Saturday, it all goes through as well with the Le Mans 24-hour opening time for garages. The Le Mans start is, as always, on the last page of these notes up here in the commentary box that we're trying to get to as well. The start time is at 4, and it literally just goes to it as well. The formation up starts at 3:51, last 9 minutes, and then the green flag will be sent out as well at 4 p.m. and they've got to get round on that track at the same time, otherwise we'll not have anything. But we will actually hear the music, which I'm really looking forward to, because this is the first year at Le Mans that we've done it live, that we've had the audio in the background for the track, so that's going to be good fun. Quickly, we've got a comment coming through as well from Dissimulate. He says, I was going to say, let us not get Ferrari happy, because at least in NASCAR races, Toyota teams are notorious for making correct adjustments during races to get to the front. Yeah, that's a great point, isn't it? Toyota are going to be right there, capitalising on any small mistakes. This is the team that are coming in to defend, what is it, a 5-year run of Le Mans victories they've had as well. And Porsche left, then Audi left, and now Porsche are back this year with Penske, and it's just like, it's opened it up massively.
And Porsche are back with Jota as well. Let's not forget that. I think in terms of most consecutive wins, I think it's actually Porsche who still have that. Let me just consult the records of the Wikipedia a second. So most consecutive wins was Porsche with 7. Toyota actually, on 5. So this would be their 6th. They tie with Ferrari's run from 60 to 65. And then they need to win 2 more years in a row after that in order to become the most consecutive winners in the
History?
Time.
Yeah.
There you go. Got there in the end.
Cars coming in then as well. I've just seen the most dangerous thing anybody can see on the planet. And it is the fact that timing 71 has gone down again. Up here in the comments box. Now, I did have a message from timing 7. Cars 55, which is Gustav Birch. Yeah, I know. Funny, isn't it? As well, coming through as well. Has had his lap time deleted for track limits at turn 1. Mike Conway, the number 7, has had his lap time deleted as well. Oh, hang on, is it coming back to us? Yeah, maybe. And 57 of Kumara as well, so his lap time deleted for track limits at turns marshal point 6 on the circuit. Yeah, so coming through. Yeah, bad news. Everyone looks like it's going to go through. Carl Larson, another Hendrick driver in NASCAR, we're driving during next year's Indy 500 as well. Yes, we discussed that, didn't we? Coming into the Le Mans 24, well, in the Indy 500, we were discussing all that action coming through. Josh is so keen as well to get in, but it actually just makes the job worse as it comes in. But yeah, Carl Larson going to be driving in Indy 500. We discussed that last week, 2 weeks ago, during IndyCar 500. We've really been thrown into the middle, haven't we, Tom, before this, and Josh? We've been covering all of the Triple Crown. Monaco, then we've done Indy, and now we're doing it all here as well with Le Mans. And it's just like thrown into the deep end and loving every single second of it.
Yeah, particularly Le Mans. Le Mans. We have had the first time come through. Vector Sport number 10, best of the 3 lap times at the moment. 3:42.9. That is well and truly off the pace of where we'd expect an LMP2 to be. You'd want them, well, in the real world, give or take about 32s to 34s, I would suspect. And so yeah, a little bit of a ways off at the moment. These LMP2 guys, that can't 43s because there are a few of them in 33s. That can't be right. I don't think. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, Vector Sport coming through. Timing towers are working and not working at the same time. It's a really strange situation because there is an update coming to timing 71. So I think that's what needs to be done. You sort of need to go to your extensions and have an update because the wonderful man who's done this as well, the Timing 71 guy, has sorted it all out for us. So that's what I'm just doing right now, is updating it. But Vector Sport 342.958 has got the opening gambit here. And we found out the reason, by the way, if you want to know. This is what I've officially been told by Timing 71. The WEC/ACO's live timing is having issues with Le Mans live timing. There's not much I can do about the ACO's broken system, but I'm going to push some updates in the next hour or so to try and work around the worst bits and add support for FIA WEC TV. And it's working. So we have data, and it's working. So I would say well done, because at least we have a timing screen. As Hendrick Motorsports are coming across the line now as well, the first of the 24 squad coming across it. And looks to be a good time. Where does that go then? Surely it's... Oh, we've got a Van Wall fastest, of course. But where's the 24 with Button at the wheel?
3:52.8687.
Faster than the GTE AMS by quite a dramatic margin.
This is good
2 or
stuff.
3 seconds.
So when are we going to have the NASCAR class? Bring them in for a complete class.
Well, you know, I think it's been entertaining. I think it's removed from what natural NASCAR is, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's cool. And you know, they said it on the broadcast, didn't they? That you'll see it before you, or you'll hear it before you see it.
Yeah, and we all know. We've commented on NASCAR as well at USRN. We know how loud those cars are when they zoom past you. It's one of the most inducting sights on the planet, as well as we lose TV pictures. But we don't lose audio because of the wonderful Discovery Plus, which we've got alongside. We're going to have another monitor, by the way, with Discovery Plus on. That's going to come, I think, tomorrow. So we're going to have another monitor. Sorry, Tom. I know you've only got 2, but I'm going to have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 monitors in the commentary box this weekend to try and get everything sorted.
The problem is, I was counting it, and Discovery Plus is about 10 seconds behind Eurosport, but there's no ads, so
it's worth
a trade-off.
Yeah. It
Like,
is worth it.
If I'm watching on my own, I always watch on on Discovery Plus rather than anything else.
I mean, certainly for the TV pictures, we're going to keep with the main feed as well from Eurosport. But Discovery Plus on a side screen, it's going to be incredibly important as well, because we're not losing anything out. We're not losing any information, which is great news coming through. Title screen, though, is going to become our best friend for a few moments, so that I can actually see this monitor that we're talking to. As the entire field coming through, though Hazel Southwell's put out an F1 column on Metro. That's nice. Hazel's there, actually. She's trackside at Le Mans. I saw her tweet earlier on. I'm not going to criticise Hazel, but I will say she's always going on about how she doesn't have much financial money. And it's like, I can't get to Le Mans. That's one thing that always bugs me a little bit. But still. At least
I suspect she probably gets paid to go to Le Mans.
I hope she does, yeah. I want her job then, if she gets that, because I'd love to go to Le Mans. Good thing Ed Hunter's not in the box. Hello, Hazel, if you're listening. I know you might be.
I've heard Ed isn't a massive fan.
Those two don't get on. Yeah, I've often thought about putting them in the same commentary box, asking Hazel and Ed to be on the same team. I think it might literally end in tears.
Has he ever actually spoken to her, and have they ever argued?
I think they were in a pub once, and they argued. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I know, it's quite funny, isn't it?
Oh, dear.
I'd love to see those two in the same commentary box. It'd be quite good. Hazel, if you're listening, let's make it happen.
I'm using all of my professionalism to not make comments on individuals.
So I think Ed's. Go on, Josh.
And I'm using all of my professionalism to stay right out of this.
Do you know? I never said this before, Josh, but you're so quiet.
What?
Yeah, your mic is a bit quiet.
Ed is lovely, by the way, in case Ed's watching and thinks, oh my god, he's trying not to say something better than me. No, Ed is lovely.
Hello, Ed.
Hello.
If you're not camping this weekend, was it last weekend? Where are you?
Last weekend.
It was last weekend. Yeah.
Anyway, Paul de Vesta.
Oh yes, the devil.
We're in the 330s with a 330.953 with the hypercar.
Wow, De Resta's top of the timing sheets.
Those LMP2s are still quite slow, which is a confusing thing for me. They were doing 30s last year in qualifying.
Yeah.
That should be about where they are, so it's a little bit of a surprise that we're seeing the 40s being done.
329.
Yeah, well, 29 was the fastest, yeah, so on average it was 30s in qualifying, but yeah, so it'll be interesting. That's got to go down, I would suspect, as this session goes on. I mean, to be fair, the Peugeot's done a 30, and Toyota's only managed to do a 31, so I suppose it's about 32, technically, but...
Oh, wow.
A second behind. I was rounding.
I thought my Discovery Plus was like 10 seconds behind. Turns out it was a minute behind. I didn't even realise coming into it. I've pressed the live button now, though. And you're right, it's not that far back. Yes, go on, GT.
The 329.757, which has just been done. Look what it's been done by, the 51 of Ferrari.
Ferrari are honestly looking spot on this weekend, aren't they? This is.
Oh, and I've got an ad on the YouTube stream. That's good to see.
Oh, is that on ours?
Yes.
I'm not controlling those. Usually I get a countdown. We need to throw to the countdown.
I think.
Yeah. That's the producers doing that, not me. So that's everyone behind the scenes.
We have producers.
Oh yeah, I get producers talking to me all the time. I've got a separate voice channel that goes to my ears. So only on big streams though, when I physically can't control the YouTube stream, I have one of my friends listening in and telling me stuff and keeping an eye on stuff as well. So they run the YouTube for me.
Okay, fair enough.
So
anyway, moving on.
I didn't get a hard count that time. Usually I get a hard count, and a hard count means you've got to stop talking about this second. So I didn't get a hard count there. Are they actually switched on? No, Josh, those aren't producers. They're just voices in your head. Hello, Ed. Ed is watching. Hello, Ed.
Ed is watching. Hello, Ed.
Tom's now bricking it.
What? No, I said Ed was a lovely guy. You've totally got the wrong end of the stick with what I was trying to say.
Just throwing him under the bus.
It was someone else that I was trying not to complain about, not Ed.
Hello, Ed. Are you in the commentary box this weekend, Ed? I hope you are for some Le Mans.
I think he said he was able to do an hour or so.
I'll take him for an hour. Easy. Always nice to have him in the box. As it is...
I'll check the spreadsheet.
Alessandro Pierguidi, who is fast at the moment for Ferrari. Yeah, that spreadsheet. Go on, Tom.
Pierguidi is a proper driver.
Yeah.
seeing his move at Spa a couple of years ago was incredible.
It's my old friend! Hello, Kamui! I've hooked him, you know.
Well, I'm going to have to go back and rewatch these Tom's comments on me. No. Here's what happened. I said I'm going to have to exercise my professionalism to not make a comment. I wasn't commenting on you, Ed. I was commenting on your favourite person. You're lovely, Ed. I wasn't referring to you.
It's the person I want desperately to have in the Formula E commentary box with you. That might give you an idea. Just felt all
Initials are HS.
Yeah, I'd love it. I'd sit back and watch the drama. It'd be fantastic to come through. Oh, I see. Hello. Okay, our timing screens are showing correct information for once, which means it's fantastic running. Ferrari, of course, looking good.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, well, look at Hendrick Motorsports, though. Just another personal best lap time with Jenson Button. Fastest first sector, 36.5. Middle sector's looking good, and Button, a 3-minute 52.503 across the line. That is an amazing time from that Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. It is 6 seconds faster than the ORT by TF lead LMGT AM. Keep stum, says Ed. Yeah, I'll read on this one. Keep stum. Yeah. I miss WEC. I can hear the cars in the background. Go on.
Do you remember his rant on the ERC broadcast about it?
Yes, I do. That's why I just really want to have in the commentary box.
Glorious. That was Bahrain 24, I think. Oh my god, that was beautiful.
Was I here? I think was I actually in the Bahrain 24? I was for a little bit, wasn't I?
You were. Yeah, me and you did a little bit because we made that really ghetto.
Oh yeah, the timing
for the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oliver Jarvis, by the way, has gone fastest in the 23 United Autosports car.
Do you know, the one thing I wish Timing 71 would do would be able to remove and just show the groups. You know, like on the app can do it. I'd like to just see the groups between them, because then I can have a hypercar, an LMP2, and a GTE AM categories instead of having to zoom in and out. But that's how it is. Tell you what, let's take a look actually at the second half of the timing page, because it does show all of the GTE AMs in that field anyway. But the lead GTE AM, we've got to go up one now. Where are we? There we go. The whole field hasn't been out yet. That's why the system's getting confused. So it's there's the lead GTE AM. 10 cars haven't gone out yet, guys, and quite a few of them are LMP2s. You see the number 7 Toyota. Currently at the wheel is Mike Conway, just drifting out of Recruitment. We've got 2 chicanes to that end of the lap, the 4th chicane and then Recruitment to push it through. It's looking great though. I would like a little bit of a full course yellow there, or just like a slow zone, just someone stopping, because then it shows that the cars aren't bulletproof coming into the weekend, because that's the last thing we need is a bulletproof car. So we're just moving the backup mic if you're watching us from all the action. Hypercar then, only 11 have run so far. So he hasn't run. Number 2 Cadillac is out on the track. Number 6 Penske Porsche, the Porsche Penske Motorsport hasn't run yet either. But there are 16 LMP1s that have yet to make a assessment in there as well. Dust Runners Automotive joined with a wave. Hello. Hello, Bill. Nice to see you.
Journal. Dust Runners Automotive Journal.
Oh, journal. Sorry, so I said journey. Thank you for that. I need better glasses. Hello. Hello. Nice to see you. With a big thumbs up and a wave. I just went back and listened. Hilarious as Ed.
I can't tell for the life of me if that's a hilarious or a hilarious.
I presume it's the latter, isn't it? I was on board with Jenson Button coming through the Porsche curves. Signal, the transmitters aren't fully up yet either. That's the thing. We haven't got out. If you wonder why we're not seeing, if you watch along with us on the TV pictures and you're wondering why we're not seeing the second half of the track and why every time we do it's onboard cameras and it's so bad and some of them are CCTV cameras, because it's Wednesday. We don't race until Saturday. So at the moment, it's CCTV security cameras that we're seeing around the circuit, and the masts for the aerials haven't been put out yet, because that means they'll be out there from Tuesday onwards. And they did try that one year, and they got nicked, which isn't a surprise at Le Mans. So it all gets set up Friday night everything for Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, what's Ed said now? Let's take a look at the chat.
The pub altercation did happen.
I thought it might. I thought it might be. Dissimulate says, I think the main deciding factor between the Aston Martin and the Camaro is going to be the tyre wear. Will the Aston Martins get time back because the Camaro has to pit more often? I think they will, won't they, Tom? Because the Camaros can't have a longer fuel tank than that. They've got an endurance tank in there. But it's going to have to pit, what, every couple of laps? So they're just out there for the fun of it, aren't they?
But no, they should be able to do an hour, I would suspect.
Yeah.
How long can a NASCAR do?
They can do 100. Well, they can do like 70 to 90 laps, can't they? It's nearly 100, and that lasts around about 30 minutes going flat out. And at this track, with a bit of saving of energy, I reckon they could do around about 45 minutes.
I reckon they can do an hour, because if you think you're flat out at Daytona completely,
Yeah.
I think we're talking about an hour.
We need the Oracle. We need Matthew Owens to work that out for us at the moment. A lot of people did actually text me saying, why was the WEC graphic orange last year and lighter blue this year? Simply because last year it was orange because it was just left on orange, and this year I fancied another colour, so I put it on as a light blue.
There's drama in the football, Josh.
Oh, really? Oh, no, that's the Champions League final. What's happened?
No. Champions League finals Saturday.
Oh, what's happening in
It's a
football?
Conference League final. Aston Villa's competition. We're not in it this year. We're in it next year.
Oh,
But it's if West Ham are about to be given a penalty. Sorry if I'm spoiling that for people. It's well, you're a West Ham fan, you deserve it. Dissimulate says some road course are 15 to 20 laps, or some ovals might be 75. Yeah. So far as the tyre wear, I don't think they're running a regular compound. They have been given a penalty. I wish I was on that for US run. I should have offered Matthew, but anyway. The problem is I don't think they're running the same compound here. I wouldn't suspect they are, because that would be nonsensical. Why would you run a compound? At the end of the day, in an endurance race, you want the limiting factor to always be fuel. If the limiting factor in you pitting is tyre wear, that is a huge problem. So I would suspect if they aren't running, in fact, let's check what tyres they're running. If they aren't running tyres at the same tyres that they would different tyres, then yeah, they're definitely on a different compound. Okay, sorry for waffling so much, but yeah, I would suspect then that they should be able to go for an hour, assuming that tyres are the limiting factor when they race on ovals or on road courses, rather than we're out of fuel.
Yeah. Track limits. Everybody's favourite subject in the world is coming up again. And it's getting a little bit more problematic as well. So we're having numerous lap time deletions for it as well from race control. Just had a thought, actually, considering I'm stuck in this commentary box. Go on, Josh.
Are running Goodyears, which are the same which NASCAR run.
Ah, I see.
But they will be different Goodyears, I would suspect.
Different.
Because,
they'll be
because the LMP2s are also on Goodyears, so I suspect it will be the same compound.
No one
They're
in
about
the
to take the penalty,
LMP2s.
by the way, Josh.
Say again?
West Ham about to take the penalty.
Oh, go on, talk us through it.
Suspense. Conference League final. David Moyes looking nervous. Here we go. He's going to take it. But, oh my God, he's missed it. No, yeah, it's the top corner. I really hope there's a West Ham fan here. There you go. Runs off in celebration. They're going to win the Mickey Mouse competition. I shouldn't say that because Villa are going to win this next year. And, yeah, there you go.
What channel
West Ham
is that
chucked.
on?
That's on BT Sport, but the YouTube channel.
I've got it.
Yeah, so they're in the crowd. I hope he gets booked to that. Villa are in that competition next year. West Ham got into trouble because when one of the Fiorentina players was taking a corner, they were lamping glasses at him, and he got a massive cut on the back of his head.
My.
All the way down, it was bleeding.
Oh.
He's now had to be bandaged up. Oh, we've got a car stopped.
The 23 has come to a stop. That's the United Autosports, Oliver Jarvis, and that is at Recruitment. And he's coming into Ford chicane into Recruitment. So what's he done there? He's going to come into the pit lane. I reckon he's locked up under braking, trying to go straight on. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, so the penalty looked good. And they're all still singing. Yeah, I think he's got booked. Oh, don't do signs. Right, let's take a look at what happened in United Autosports. Comes in. Oh, he's trying to come into the pit lane. He's lost it. Trying to come into the pit. I've never seen that. A car lose it trying to enter the pit lane. Just completely
Never
lost
played
their
R Factor 2.
I've played R Factor as well.
I've seen that a few times in R Factor 2.
Worst thing I hate with R Factor as well at the moment as well is literally like, I just about beat the AI. You know, that amazing AI that is just so ridiculous. It was Adelaide, a personal download tracker Adelaide, and I just beat it. Like, just beat it. Like a few tenths, it was ridiculous. Chat time. Things coming in here as well. Goodyear is the same brand, but the rubber compound will be different. But to warning for Car 80 with Pietro as well for abusing track limits. Yes, Dissimulate says Goodyear is the same brand, but the rubber compound will be different. But to last an hour on a road course is going to be a seriously hard compound because you won't find NASCAR races with tyres that run that long. I think it's the fuel that might last an hour. It's the tyres they're going to have to. Yeah, that's a good point actually with tyres. Tyres might have to come in every couple of laps or so. So there's got to be an LMP2 tyre they're carrying on that could take it longer with less load. All right, Foster says, looking over the entry list, some familiar names from F1, F2 on the list. Yeah, from the past, of course. Even leading in the LMP2 squad is Pietro Fittipaldi, current reserve driver at Haas for Formula 1. So
lots of Formula 1 interest, actually. This is rare occasion I get to refer to my my notes. Obviously, Jenson Button, Formula 1 world champion, in case those didn't know, in 2009. We've mostly LMP2 we're finding the sort of Formula 1 interest. For me, the biggest story is Juan Manuel Correa. I think his Formula 1 dream is probably over, but obviously if he was to win Le Mans in class, even in class, it would be a spectacular story. And then obviously Danny Kvyat, who's had to race under a neutral flag this weekend, is in the 63.
I mean, top class for Danny Kvyat for actually racing under the neutral flag and not putting up a massive argument like a big baby, unlike Nikita Mazepin.
Well, he sort of has to.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I think a wider point can be made that I do think the demonisation of Russian sports people is, totally hypocritical from all of us. They're not responsible for their country's actions. I mean, my take on it anyway, they're not responsible for their country's actions.
It's one man.
I have total support for the Ukrainian people, obviously. But at the end of the day, sport is supposed to be removed from politics. If we've got a point where we're having a go at Russians for trying to compete, it's not their fault. We let the Germans compete under the German flag, granted not during the war, but it just strikes me as wrong. It strikes me as borderline xenophobic at times, to be honest with you.
I know where you go with it, don't I? And I agree, it's a bit ridiculous.
I think the neutral flag is probably a reasonably fair compromise, though.
I mean, it's the FIA one, isn't it? I've gone through. Which is a good idea.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the FIA neutral competition. Which, actually, let me take a look at my notes. Which team is Danny Kvyat in this weekend? He's in an LMP2 squad, isn't he?
Yep, he's in the 63 Prima Racing.
Yeah, it's just a white box on his flag. That should be the FIA logo. Oh, we've got a yellow, and that's briefly gone out and come back in again. One of the Ferraris was a little bit wide at the last corner.
Cars,
it was the 50.
22, 23, 33, 65 and 80 must repair the left-hand side number at the next pit stop.
Marshals are reporting cars without all the numbers properly lit. At present we have 22, 23, 33, 65 and 80 without numbers on the left-hand side.
Exactly as you said, Josh. Eduardo Freitas just told us that information as well from Race Control. Tom, what happened? You were like, what on earth happened there?
Fiorentina scored. Oh, West Ham have folded it. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh my god. Well, it's
talking about the number 63. Kvyat is out.
Kvyat is
just
out.
Left the pits.
Danny Kvyat, which Megan used to have a go at me because I never could say his name right. It was Kvyat, and then it was no. She was literally hitting me in the commentary and saying it's Kvyat. In a little accent as well. Megan would have been in this session, annoyingly, because she doesn't have an exam until Monday, so she's going to take a day off. So she might be with us tomorrow for a session, maybe Hyperpole, because it's only 30 minutes. But she's not well.
Can I just point something out quickly?
Yes.
When we did our night stint at Le Mans last year, I had a GCSE exam on the Monday.
God.
It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
She's doing the same thing as you as well. Law and psychology and criminology.
Yellow flag, Marcel, post 20, turn 17.
Yep, so it's time to get that image out again to show you where it is on the track with our track map. So, Marshall Point 20, that is down at turn 12, which is coming into the Mulsanne corner. So, yellow's out at the moment. Are we going to have a slow zone come into effect or not? We'll double check and get that back on for you. I need a button, like M, a hotkey, M for map, to bring that up as well. But hopefully, won't need that soon, because we're going to have a driver tracker on Sunday. Saturday, Sunday. I hate that. I always do that with the 24-hour race. I say Sunday, but I mean Saturday and Sunday. Go on, Tom.
Icebreaker then for you while we have a moment. We've got a yellow flag out on the circuit actually, somewhere. I don't know what's happened there. Yeah, we'll wait to see what the camera switches. In terms of Garage 56 entries, what sort of Garage 56 entry would you like to see?
What could we see? I think a British touring car might be fun. A British touring car.
I think.
Go on.
Dream on, Josh.
Radio.
I think an.
How are the lights? Question.
That's Richard Westbrook being asked, how are the lights? He says, not brilliant, I can only see straight ahead. So then a box call as well. So yellow flag is still out there, Marshall Point 20. We have
Green flag.
Okay, no, I'm about to green. And this is LMP2 coming. So yeah, I thought, well, come on, a British touring car as a Garage 56 entry would be fantastic. I think that'd be great.
Would be cool. V8 supercar or an Indy car?
Could we run IndyCar? Is that possible?
No, it would be cool.
Maybe F1 then. An F1 throw. That'd be quite fun.
Warning flag for car 2 for abusing track limits. Driver Westbrook.
That is Cadillac Racing. The Brit, of course. We've got Earl Bamber in that one, Alexander Lynn, and Richard Westbrook. Which, every time I say that, always makes me think of Richard Hillman from Coronation Street, for some reason. Those of you who remember Richard Hillman, you'll know that. Anyway, moving on. Oh, crisps! Crisps being delivered on the pit wall at Toyota. Yes, I'll have some, please. Literally, the stock up has already started for Le Mans. We've got noodles, we've got fridges, we've got teas coming as well, coffees. We've got loads. I can't wait. We've literally cleared out the commentary box so we can actually have the table in here fully now this year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And cameras coming in as well. I can't wait. It's going to be a great one. Right, let's have Fossils comments as well because we've seen those coming in finally. Correa, Giovinazzi, Kubica, Caldwell coming in as well. Bentley has a history at Le Mans. Massive history at Le Mans has Bentley.
I'd love to see Bentley back in a hypercar. That would be really cool. I don't think they have the racing budget for it, though, to be honest with you. Their GT3 programs are few and far between now. They don't have a GT3 factory team. Neither do Aston Martin, actually. It's a great shame that neither of those teams are represented anymore.
The strange thing is, as well, isn't it?
Car.
I don't know why we're not hearing that much of track noise outside. I think it's because it's not race weekend yet. There's not many microphones around. Yeah. But the IndyCar represented data. So glad there are so many different stars represented. Shows respect for the race. Yeah, I would agree there. As look, we've just got our data screens are from time of 71. Obviously, Disseminate says I actually want them to stick with an NASCAR next gen, or if not, then an Indy. Didn't they try an F1 car and it didn't work? They put Alonso out there a couple of years ago, didn't they, in an Alpine?
It was Ocon, wasn't it?
Oh, was it Ocon? Yeah, right, okay. I can't remember
It was
which
Ocon.
one it was. Yeah, as Cadillac Racing changeover.
Now, an F1 car around Le Mans, Driver 61 did a very interesting video, and without wrongfully paraphrasing what they said, their conclusion was along the lines of that yes, an F1 car could run at Le Mans, but they modified it to be able to run at Le Mans, you've got an LMP1 car. So
we've done it.
LMP1 cars were basically Formula 1 cars, but for enjoyment spec. That is how incredible those cars were, and that is sort of yeah, that is how it sort of works. F1 Fusion asks, hello, what site are you using to get the leaderboard? I'm thinking of doing a full-on watch along when the race starts. Timing 71.
And the FIA WEC live timing website as well. So Josh, put the links in to the YouTube chat and we can get those sorted as well. So we've got FIA live WEC
Also,
and timing 71 plugin. Go on.
Car 80 was reported to stewards for abusing track limits. That has now turned into a 5-minute stop and go penalty for car 80, which is the AF course
Tell you what,
LMP2.
we're not receiving these race control messages anymore. That's what I've just noticed. We're only getting driver change notices. That was the update. We haven't got the ACO information. So VR very handy WEC timing interactive graphic. Let's take a look at that race control message. Here it is, look. So look, 5-minute stop go penalty for car 80, as you say, for abusing track limits. But car 80
I'll work
reported
on the
to
links
stewards.
now.
Yeah, lovely. So stay here, links are coming in. Let's have a look then, though, at some other chat messages that are coming through, because To Simulate says, oh no, wasn't there a safety issue for the F1s? Like they would need to widen the track in place or something. No, I think it wasn't really the track, was it, that needed widening? It was just the security of the cars and the runoffs, wasn't it?
Look, Le Mans is a Grade 2 circuit, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be possible. To be honest with you, I don't see why it's a Grade 2. I think it could quite easily get Grade 1 certification.
Yeah.
You know, very easily. This is the endurance layout we're talking about. I don't see any dangerous places, to be honest with you. The runoff. Perhaps what you would have to do is take the tyre barrier out at Daytona and
Get that
but
sorted
then,
out.
even then, the hypercars, or at least the LMP1s back in the day, were going down there at the same speed as a Formula 1 car would. You know, it's my opinion that if an LMP1 car is suitable to run at a track, then so is a Formula 1 car. I think the issue you've got with the Formula 1 car. Now, let's say that they were going to do a Le Mans race in Formula 1. I thought COVID was the perfect year for it. I thought they could have made it work. You know, they could have bought F1 one weekend and then Le Mans 24 the next weekend. That would have been my opinion. I don't think it'd work now, and I think in a way it would take away from the sort of prestige of this event if you had a Grand Prix here. I mean, technically speaking, this is the Grand Prix for Le Mans. So yeah, the problem you have is Formula 1 cars VMAX at 215 mile an hour or there and thereabouts, and you can't really tune them to get much higher than that. It's quite difficult, so you'd be hitting VMAX by the end of the straight, and I think the straight, actually, come to think of it, is why we're a Grade 2 circuit and not a Grade 1. So yeah, it would be difficult. They would have to tune up a Formula 1 car, and realistically speaking, it wouldn't happen. If you were to do a Garage 56 entry and you were to set up a Formula 1 car, you'd probably need new tyres. Let's assume you can go into the garage to do the driver changes, so that's not a concern. You could probably get away with that. I mean, you could just do a seat that fits 3 drivers.
Yeah.
I don't see why that would be an issue. But then you'd also need a few other changes, like the engine, or the gearbox particularly, which would struggle to last 24 hours. Just things like that. So basically, all in all, you would end up with an LMP1 car.
Yeah. Refueling also isn't allowed in quick succession, is it? So you've got to do that. You've got to take it back into the garage to refuel.
Refueling, you'd need refueling. That's another good point.
Because it's not designed these days for a quick launch in, launch out like it was back in the early 2000s. That needs to be done. You've given me an idea there, Tom, and our lovely chat here, because I'm now going to download the Le Mans track for the original R Factor game, and I've got a 2008 Formula 1 car, which runs at around about the same speed as the hypercars do now. So I'm going to see what it's like. I'll do a lap.
Yes, I've driven the Formula Hybrid and set a course around Le Mans a few times, and whatever Formula 1 car R Factor 2's got at any given time, and it's okay. It's a bit boring for me, actually. I think hypercars are probably, hypercars and LMP1s are probably about the best here. I love the LMP2 as well.
Yeah, I've got, actually, thinking about it, I've also got Gran Turismo with a wheel and an F1 car at Le Mans. I could put that on, have a few laps. See where we go in the future. Yeah, that could be fun. Coming into the weekend. It's not that we haven't got ages to film it. I mean, tomorrow we're testing out a green screen as well to see if we can get any behind images. Like right now, we're looking onboard camera, like have those in the background as well with a green screen setup. Hopefully that'll be fun. Like with browser sources and then just messing around with cameras and that lot. Fingers crossed.
Warning flag.
Ah, who for? Car 41.
Car 41 for abusing track limits.
Here's number 2. Cadillac Racing coming into the Ford chicane before Recudemont. And just keeping it nice and tight together.
Right, Fossil is saying, but that's what they did to the Camaro. Nothing about that car is NASCAR, other than the logo. Yes and no.
Yeah, it's got like a half and half, isn't it?
It's, to my knowledge, it's tuned up basically, and given obviously a lot more downforce because you couldn't race a NASCAR normally around here, and the butterfly steering wheel, unfortunately as well. So yeah, I appreciate your point, but my point is, it still resembles a NASCAR. I mean, it's faster than a regular Cup Series car, obviously, but it also is. It would also be a bit of a problem because the Formula 1 car would you'd have to change everything, including chassis. It would be a nightmare. The Fat Stig says, "Hey guys, currently listening to you while watching from the Dunlop Bridge stand." That is incredible. That is incredible.
Too drunk to remember what it's called. It's the Dunlop chicane, so you are right there. The Fat Stick, pleasure to have you with you. I know quite a lot of people have actually got in touch with me over the weekend saying that they're going to be listening to the trackside because we've got the more timing screens. So hope you're enjoying the atmosphere over there at Le Mans, and I hope you're going to enjoy everything as well in this coming week. We'll have all the action.
It's hilarious to me. It's hilarious to me that our waffle is being used over Radio Le Mans.
It's great, isn't it? I mean, earlier... Oh, hang on, yours both gone off here, so we need to change it up. It's actually great because earlier on during the qualifying, and I'll live on this for ages, we were actually having 350 constant viewers, whereas Radio Le Mans was only having 265. So we were beating them.
It's hilarious.
It's great.
And I'll tell you as well, I'm going to be brutally honest with you, Josh. I don't understand it myself.
No,
I don't use the watchdogs when I can't watch a race. I just put the radio on. I mean, I don't know.
It's our great guests that we have on. It's the amount of timing information we've got. It's great. Just quickly,
especially when you have that Tom guy on. He's my favourite.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Sits there with all these racing trophies sat behind him. Look at that. Just take a quick look though. Race control messages flashing up on our screen right now as well. Car 39 must repair the left-hand side of the door panel at the next pit stop as well. Warning flag, as Josh said, for the 41 as well. I'm sure you... let's just take a quick look, though, at the Fat Stick, who has said, I'm sure you have already covered it, but the 24 is awesome. Oh, God, yeah. 24 is awesome.
At length. In fact, in the last 5 minutes.
Gavin Jones, hello Gavin, says, love the waffle. Well, you're going to be having a lot of the waffle coming over the next couple of days as well. Reminder, we're not here Friday, but we will have live coverage of the the MotoGP practice sessions, FP1 and FP2, as well as coverage of that on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we will cover the race, but it'll just be me in commentary, stuck in a green screen, because Megan is going to go away. But you know what the great news is, Tom? Now that the wonderful Jess Ball, who's going to be joining us at the weekend, has shown me you can have a browser tab for TweetDeck, it means that Megan's commentary now can actually be a normal commentary box setup, which is great.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
I'm just excited for our night stint.
Yes, I'm not going to be standing up for the entirety of this. It's just that the camera's in the right position. I'll change the camera around all over the weekend, but I will be... Actually, I'm a bit sad today, guys, tonight. I've been told that the wonderful GTM Mega will not be sponsoring PSGL anymore.
Do you have to send the chair back, or do you just keep the chair?
No, I get to keep the chair. They're not getting this. They're not getting it back. But I will keep my chair. But now,
they can go and get it if they want it.
Yeah, they could. They can. I will chain myself to it because they're not getting it. But I won't get another chair from them unless we partner with them ourselves. To which I'm going to be sending them a little bit of a message saying, "Hello, can we partner with you?"
You have leverage now for some kind of company. I mean, you could quite easily get a sponsor involved, I'm sure.
I know. Yes,
Oh,
okay. Yes, Josh, go and plug, because technically this is a new sponsorship, but it hasn't been announced yet.
I can't technically go on with it now, because it's not until the 1st of July, but stay tuned.
Exactly. We can't talk about that until yet, because of contracts.
Can you message me, Josh? Because I'm part of the crew, so I can. I can understand.
That's true.
Yeah.
Should message him. New Zealand Marmite, bit different to yours, but still spreads thing. And you, Josh? Marmite? Oh, I love a bit of Marmite. So,
Marmite's from my neck of the woods, Burton. That's where I was born.
love a bit of Marmite. I tell you what though, I'm sorry to disappoint everyone, but my favourite jam is the most hardest and most difficult jam to find. It is black currant jam that is seedless. Seedless black currant jam. It's the rarest thing on the planet. Because black currant, do you know why it's the rarest thing on the planet? It's funny actually why black currant jam is so hard. It's because in the UK especially it's hard to get because I think it's 90% of all UK black currant, both export and imports, all go to Robinsons to make black currant juice. That's a true fact that you can Google right now. I got told that. That's why black currants are so hard to come by in the UK. So thank you, Robinson. Still, it's a good catchphrase I could use to a friend of mine, to be fair. When I call her Mrs. Robinson. Anyway, across the line comes... that is the Ferrari 51. He's in the pit lane. I'm going to ask comments now about this, aren't I? About why I call my friend Mrs. Robinson. Long story. You can probably guess why I call her.
This better not go as long as the Queen Victoria tangent.
Well,
Queen Elizabeth tangent, even.
where did we go about the Queen Elizabeth tangent? Which one was that one about? Can't remember.
One of your...
I don't know what this is about.
Queen Elizabeth... You said one of your exes looks like Queen Elizabeth II.
No,
And,
one of my exes
I-
looked like Queen Elizabeth I.
Oh, first. Yeah, sorry, first.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forget there was two. I only spent like my entire life under one. Anyway, listen, listen, I had to study Queen Elizabeth II at the first reign, so it's like I know excruciatingly too much about it, except because it was GCSE history. I know a lot, but it's all overqualified and probably wrong. But I'm also doing coursework on it, so I know too much about her reign, unfortunately.
Anyway, moving on. There's been 3 warning flags in the past 3 minutes.
Let's take a look at... Go on.
For car 55, car 75, car 22, all for abusing track limits, and it's on your screen now. As Joss recovers, the new door getting put on for the number 98 Northwest AMR.
Yeah, it needed to come back, didn't it, after that was called into the pit lane.
Are you good, Josh?
I'm good. Upright Fossil says the engineering that went into the Camaro was space-age stuff. Listening to the design engineer was well worth it. Try and see if we can give him a call, actually, get him on here. Because we're beating Radio Le Mans now, so surely we've got to have something for TV, for some people to come on and talk to us. The Fat Stick, that was almost as interesting as me forgetting where I'm sat. Where are you sat? Have you let's hope you don't forget. Look at the tickets.
Dunlop Bridge.
Dunlop Bridge,
He
yeah.
said.
Yeah, you're at Dunlop Bridge, which is in zone 2 of the track map. As we can open it.
Marshall Sector 2, Turn 3, Slow Zone 3 and 4.
There you are. On our track map now. And we're going to have one of those, but with cars going around it on Saturday and Sunday. So we're just at the moment, it's not available. I believe Discovery Plus is still doing the track map because when I looked down, there's loads of different streams available over the day, and I couldn't work out why because there's not 7,000 different versions of the same thing. So that should be
There
fun.
always is.
Yep. Oh,
Is it?
yellow.
Oh, yellow.
That's right.
Oh, hello.
Is that the 6 or the 5? It's a 5. That's the Porsche
That is the
Penske. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? It
Porsche
looks like the
Penske.
Vanwall.
Yeah. Is it the 15 or the 15?
I know, you're right.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the... Yeah, it's the number 8.
Porsche
No, it's not the number 8.
Five.
Ignore me. It's... Yeah,
Five.
you're
Five.
right. It's...
5.
Tom, get better glasses.
I can't... Well, get
And
a
we've
better
got Marshall
HDMI
Post 2 as well.
That might be a slow zone then if that needs recovering, sorry, from that track. So, where is
So we've
that?
got-
Marshall Point where?
We've got one at it was Marshall Post 2. It was Marshall
That's
Post
turn
28,
one.
but it was
That's coming out of the pits.
it was coming out of the pits.
So that's just died coming out the pit lane. That's really bizarre. Look, big flash of lights to go up to maximum power. And it's just gone, nope, sorry, kaput. So the Penske
Bye, have a
having
great
issues.
time.
So is that going
Goes
to...
the engine.
We've lost timing as well, data up here in the comms box. That's great. It says it's downgraded on us. So is that going to give us a yellow? Well, at the moment it's just yellow, no sign of a slow zone. Oh, it's gone green. Good. So I think they've done a complete reboot of the car as they come in. Watch yourself! Don't get hit! That's where he's sharp! Okay, there we go. Two kids of the drivers getting through there on the inside. Oh, it also says, homegrown seedless blackberry jam with blackberry syrup on the side, plenty of butter, and a tall glass of milk and coffee chaser. Cheers. Ooh.
We cut away from that camera angle before we see two kids maybe.
Yeah. More sliced than
Warning
a cyber.
flag for car 32 and car 57 for abusing track limits.
Tom, I'm not happy with that Porsche. It has got going again, but it does not look very fast, does it? It is crawling around the track. Where is that? That's coming into the... Is that coming... Where are we actually on that track, part of the track? We can't see at night. That's a second
Dunlop.
car.
Yeah. I'm giving you the bit rate on your pass-through stream. It isn't superb. Well, I say isn't superb.
You can't see.
Yeah, I can't read it.
Give me a second.
Yeah,
Right.
it isn't the best.
How's that?
Like-
Better?
No.
Right,
But
okay,
we'll
I'll
get.
figure
You know what? I'll just deal with it. No, it's missing a headlight, isn't it? On
That's
the
a
right-hand side.
That's a 311. So that's the
Oh, that's another
Action
car.
Express Racing. That's missing a light and is coming back in slowly.
The Cadillac.
Oh, that was down at the exit of the chicane and it got wiped out coming down to Ford.
Yeah, karting corner, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And, just afterwards. Oh dear. That Cadillac is gonna have to crawl back to the pits. Is he? He's looking like he's
That's what I'm thinking.
really. Yeah, I think he's out of whack on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
Driver's right.
It's crabbing, isn't it, a bit? It's like it's constantly dragging itself in. I want to see that car from the back. We haven't got that angle yet, but he's really in trouble.
I'm inclined to think there might be a puncture on the rear right.
There's gravel in the
that
pit.
would be my first suggestion.
Yeah, gravel on the pit entry as well, so that's not going to be great.
Oh, drama! West Ham have just scored in the last minute.
Oh, so West Ham equalised.
Taking the lead.
Oh my! Oh well, okay. In the last minute, what an end to the thing. I'm just looking forward to the Champions League final. That's gonna be fun.
I'm not.
Really? When is it? Saturday.
I hate Manchester City.
I'm gonna have it. On
I
the
hate them with every
background.
bone in my body. Do you know there are two football teams in this world I despise: Birmingham City and Manchester City. I obviously despise Birmingham more, but I despise Manchester City so much. I hate them.
You get along with my sister's partner. He loves Manchester. Oh yeah, right. Look at that blowout on the hypercar number 3311. You're right. The tire's gone. It's blown up part of the suspension as well, and the body arm's covering. So that's not great. Are we? Sorry guys, I'm hungry. Are we still on the subject of waffles? Yes, we are. Homemade waffles are the great. Waffle ice cream cones are the best, and you actually can get a very nice one if you're trackside. So the fat stick,
Ouch.
you can go and get yourself a lovely waffle cone full of ice cream. I think it's still available at the track as well, but they're great down at the seaside, aren't they? Waffle cones. Oh. I'm very
Oh,
lucky.
I've got
Go on.
bad news for West Ham fans.
It
Oh,
no.
It might be. They're checking offside. Is it? I don't know if the check's ended. It looked offside to me.
I'm glad you're not commentating on this, Tom, because so far you said he's missed it and he scored it. Now it's offside. Then it might not be offside.
Well, to be honest with you, Josh, I pay more attention to football games when I'm commentating on them. Oh no, it's been ruled. It's been it's been given a goal. Apart from that, I did miss an Aston Villa goal for USRM once. That was hilarious.
Oh, I know. You said that was
was.
horrible, wasn't it?
That broadcast got deleted the second it finished. I'm not letting that go anywhere.
We've got-
Rocking fellas in.
All right. We've got cricket, haven't we, soon? That's next month, isn't it? Or is it
Next week.
Next week? Oh, my. That is
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
funny story about cricket.
You just put me green on all
So,
days, really.
Today, it was my last day at one of the things that I go to, because I'm starting school next week. Finally, after
Does
16,
that mean
17
that we've got to
months.
cancel you out on the Friday sessions?
Depending on what time, yeah.
We're going to run out of people at this rate for Fridays. Oh, wait, Megan's back. Never mind, we're fine. I just
Yeah,
forgot
well,
Megan. I forgot Megan's back. Never mind, we're fine.
Let's just say I made because we didn't have any fielders, because it was just the two of us, let's just say I made the bowler run for their money after the ball every single time I whacked it.
Very good. Do you know, I was rubbish at cricket, but I was great at rounders. Great.
I
I was
do
also
that.
told
Yeah.
that I should go into a football team as a goalkeeper.
I've been teaching my brother cricket, so I never actually fully played cricket. I sort of did a bit in primary school and then never really picked it back up again. But obviously, I watch it a lot, and it's one of the sports.
329.225
For IF Corsa 51.
AF Corsa.
Ferrari.
At the top. So yeah, obviously, but I know enough to be able to teach my brother a little bit. So I've been teaching him how to bowl. He can't get his head around batting, so I was teaching him how to bowl.
Yeah.
Which obviously means I'm batting, and I'm a little bit bigger than him. And I'm going to be honest with you, his bowling is decent, but you know I'm decent enough. I can play the shots I want to play. So if I'm feeling particularly mean, I do like to purposely hit it quite far so that he has to run after it.
That's cruel. Very nice.
There have been a few times where he, you know, he's 9, so I can't brag about the fact that I can hit it far against him. But it's fun.
Megan is 18 now. I'm 24 and all that. But Megan, literally, when we were both younger, she was a pain in the behind when trying to teach her stuff as well, in terms of like the natural things you teach a child, like sword fighting with lightsabers, you know, sticks.
Megan will now
karate.
run into the back of the commentary box.
Megan's very good at karate. She's also very good at fencing. But that's something we both share. But no, she's
I
she's
had
a
a-
better now. She can't come in.
I had a big argument with him because I was teaching him the bunny ears down the back of the seat.
Oh yeah.
To when you're bowling, because you know a 9-year-old when they bowl, they want to run in
Throw it as hard as I can.
and just whack it at you. He almost took my head off once. So he just wants to run in and whack the ball at me. So I taught him, right, the way you bowl fast then is you run your fingers down the back of the seam. He was like, no, but I like it out the back of the hand.
Yeah.
I was like, but that's not how you do it. He just wouldn't listen to me. We had like a massive argument about it. Anyway, Gavin Jones says, World Test Championship final in your country right now. Australia 327 for 3 versus India.
Ooh.
They've gone well this morning. They
goal.
had a bit of trouble in the first session, but navigated through. Looked bad for the Ashes, Josh. Steve Smith has come into good nick. So we're going to have a lot of fun over the next 6 weeks.
I'm ready for it. A lot of fun with the Ashes. I'm looking forward to actually getting into the commentary for cricket. I'll tell you what I will be doing afterwards as well. Triple M Rocks Cricket, the Australian broadcasters. They're brilliant commentary as well, and they always put on some videos at the end of the day of the highlights of the commentary box that they've been commentating on. Fantastic commentary box views, a fantastic chat they've got there as well. So actually, Tom, you might like it. Triple M Rocks Cricket. Just type them in as well, and you'll enjoy those on YouTube.
Oh, you see, I'm a Test Match Special fanboy. That's what I've started doing. Because obviously, the problem with cricket you've got is Test Match Special have got the best commentary, but Sky have obviously got the television pictures.
Yeah.
So you have to.
Yeah.
Whenever there's a session break, now I just put Test Match Special on to listen to their interval chats.
Yeah.
So good.
We've got a yellow
Yellow.
flag. Marshall points 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it turned 17 again.
I'm really annoyed. I'm glad. Now, here's the thing. I'm really glad they've fixed the issues with with race control on timing screen, on time 71. Really glad that. But it's actually removed some of the data. And it's really annoying because when the yellow came out, we used to see that and the information from ATO, but that's why it kept crashing. So they've took that away and it's working now. But we're having to have a different stream open to see them as well. Yellow has been removed at Marshall Point 20. So I'm going to try and integrate that tomorrow back into the chat as well and try and put it somewhere that we can have it. Maybe as like a rolling ticker somewhere at the bottom of the screen to bring it in, which I know you can do, but yellow flag was only out briefly as they come in. Oh, what's this? Under investigation, Josh. Race control.
Yep. Literally, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was getting ready to say that. On the previous yellow flag, cars 36 and 45 under investigation for possible improvement on the yellow. So basically improving the time on the yellow flags, which is not allowed. So that's on your screen now. But as Eurovision, not your wow.
Eurovision.
That's going back. Eurosport.
Yeah.
It's been a month since Eurovision. Anyway, Eurosport is on an ad break, so we rely on Discovery Plus, just a couple of cars getting the windscreen wipes. That's one of the United Autosport cars.
Just quickly, by the way, we've added the YouTube chat back on with the. Honestly, Jess showed me about the browser things as well and how we can get those on YouTube, Tom, as well back there. It's been fantastic as well because we can have WEC back open now. Just to give you a quick information about this look, the fact stick says, okay, so apparently I don't talk very good French. Dossier doesn't mean large. Oh, is it small? Dossier? I don't know. Anyway, great stream. Catch you in a bit.
Beer, I think, isn't it? Some beer.
Good,
Brand.
No, that's just
time to
asking for some
mention.
beer. Yes, go on.
Good time to mention that I did show you the driver tracker, Josh,
What?
on the browser source.
Oh yeah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Credit is needed.
I was just
given.
hoping. Is it? What? I'm now
Nothing, moving on.
I'm now desperately trying to see if that driver tracker's working.
What driver tracker?
The one you sent me earlier. Double check.
It shouldn't be, because that's support series only.
Yeah, and what really annoys me is that I'm seeing the driver tracker working for other series as well, for other people in the commentary, and that's like, well, we'd like it, please, TV directors. We'd like to hear from them. Where is my controller? Ah, here it is. When I say controller, I mean my TV, the television remote, because that's really annoying me. So I'm going to turn up the volume to 85 and see if that does anything to hear from the background.
Yeah, it's not working.
Still okay. Still not good. Good.
West Ham have done it.
West Ham I've done it. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, David Moyes' first ever trophy, and hilariously, it's come with probably his worst ever team as well.
That's going to be a lot of fun. Explain that one in the trophy cabinet as well. Which one is it again?
The Europa Conference League. I'm inclined for the next year, because Aston Villa just qualified for it, to say that it is a competition that matters and is very important. But yeah.
You just spent You spent an hour saying it wasn't good.
No, it's not. But I've got to pretend it is for a year.
Okay, fine. Pretend it's good. It will be good. So yeah, I've got to really take care of my GT Omega chair now. Quite sad about that, to be fair.
I'm getting mine tomorrow after. Have I told you the story
Yes,
about
you did.
it?
Yeah. About how it's not been dispatched due to adverse weather conditions and it was bright sunshine.
Yes.
I wonder who our new sponsor's going to be for PSGL this year. That's going to be something to be quite interesting about.
I'm talking to a possible sponsor right now. I mean, with PSGL, there's probably a lot of money involved for the sponsorships.
I doubt it.
Not as much as you
I
think.
highly doubt it.
I wonder who we will.
Yeah,
I wonder. I hope
think,
it's. Yeah, go on.
Having worked inside fairly big leagues, I can tell you that they're barely profitable. So,
Yeah.
you know, the sponsorship.
I hope
The,
it's.
the sponsorship will be tiny unless someone is
yeah.
someone is getting ripped off, basically.
I keep saying, please go with a headphone company, so that everyone gets the same broadcast microphone. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want. It's great. That'd be great.
Now I've been put on real life stuff. I've started to look at actual commentary headphones, and my word,
Yeah.
They are expensive.
£200.
We've got three of
The one
them.
I found.
We've got two Audio Technica BPHS ones, and we've got
That's the one I was
130.
looking at.
Yeah, that's mine. They're great. But Tom, I would, when you buy it, buy new ear cups alongside that are leather or cushioned, because you would trust me. The ones they come with are terrible. But
Yeah, well, I won't be doing it for a while because, well, to be honest with you, I don't have 200 quid, so.
As I've said before, I might not have said it on this stream, but my entire commentary box comes to around about 3-4 grand.
Yeah, exactly. So, we'll wait for a bit. But, you know, it's just because I'm going to tracks now and I'll be doing streams off of basically my own kit. So, I'm going to have to take this headset with me, which is not ideal.
Right, mate, here you go. Oh, wait, okay, I see what you mean now, yeah. Well, you can get yourself a baby bus mixer and a 30 quid headset. So, like, for less than 100 quid, you can have proper quality gear stuff. In fact, the headset...
30 quid headset, because this is a 30 quid headset.
Yeah, hang on, sorry. The headset you've got, it's 3.5 millimeters, isn't it?
Yes.
And does it have microphone and headphone separate?
Yes, it does.
Right, get the baby...
Does it? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It has to use a splitter.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine. It goes separately. Buy the baby bus mixer that me and Josh use because that has a headset input. Well, I'll send you the link, and then you've
Just,
you've got it. Yeah, that's what I've sent Matthew.
Just
as well.
search baby bus mixer in Amazon.
Yeah.
You'll definitely get it. Anyway, car 39 has been given a warning flag for abusing track limits. That's the latest warning flag. A lot of warning flags today. A lot of drivers busting the limits in this night session with 53 minutes left.
Yep, and as it's coming in now, we're just seeing that on our race control messages as well in terms of
Do
who's
you
doing
want to
well.
send the link, or shall I send the link, Josh?
Oh, if you can do it, that'll save me a job. Thank you. Yeah, so just get one of those because it's USB, so it just connects to your computer. Also comes with a power supply, so you can use it normally, and like connect it to speakers. And it's honestly really, really good. I love it. I bought it when I had the when I was doing Twitch streams, but then I moved it into the main commentary box because the main commentary box was the obvious solution. So now I've just got a nice little bus mixer alongside the big bus mixer. It helps.
I apologize. I'm gonna have to jump out for a moment. My eyes are bloody streaming.
No worries, mate. We'll go over to the
I hate this sort of this time of year.
No worries. Car 57 has been reported to the stewards for abusing track limits, Josh.
Yeah, that's just popped up on my race control messages as well. Local times 7 minutes past 11 at night, so it's gonna be ending this session at midnight, and I'll go back into the back rooms when Tom returns.
Yeah. Do you know, that's what it used to be. One of the really good things about the Le Mans qualifying was that the ending used to be at night, the fastest time possible. It was the race to the midnight as well, in order to get pole position. Now it's not. Now they've changed it, and I don't like that. I don't like this hyper pole format and the hour format. I much prefer the original Le Mans qualifying with 3 2-hour sessions. Two in the morning, one in the evening was great. Absolutely great.
Yeah.
This new format's confusing. Oh wow, just big penalty coming in now from the stewards. A 5-minute stop-go penalty for car 57 for abusing track limits. That is the Kessel Racing in the LMGT AM class as well.
The car 80 had one earlier on.
In the session, yeah.
That was, yeah.
Can I interact with that to have a look? Let's have a look. No, I can't. If anyone can work out how to zoom in and out on that, that'd be really good. But let's have a look at
Control
quick.
zoom add, or does that mess it up?
Control zoom add.
Control zoom plus.
I'll take a look at that. Oh, that might work.
It might mess it up though. I know with browsers
yeah.
it's a bit weird.
Right, well, I won't try to check. But look, here's the classifications then. With 51 minutes to go in the session, we've got Hypercar, Ferrari, of course, leading the way in the 51. We've got the Jolter, number 28 in LMP2. LMGT AM, it's the Iron Lynx car as well. That is fastest overall in this session. It's the number 60, I believe. Josh, correct me if I'm wrong there. That's at the fastest time for Iron Lynx in the AM class. And, of course, the number 24 in its own category is top. We haven't had a single red flag in this session. We've been quite good.
Don't say it.
I know. I'm sort of regretting saying that as soon as the lips left my mouth. Or the words left my mouth. Past my lips, whatever. Hey! We've got our systems back up. We're seeing the information coming on the race control finally. So that's great news for me going forward. Race control messages are now working. So, well done. Tell you what, Tommy 721's working really, really hard on these. Really well done.
Yeah.
As the systems try and rebuild. Ollie called. There's the 5-minute penalties coming through now. So they're on 59.
Yeah.
What time are they on?
Car 39 as well.
Yeah. LMGT AM class as well. Louis Patel is going to do fast lap 358.307 as we get everyone else throwing back in. Ferrari's top this session then. Looks like we're talking Formula 1, doesn't it? As well, there we are, the F Corsa. And it was bad that yesterday was leg day and it's hurting my shoulders as well. I'm thinking, oh no, it was also arm day, wasn't it? It was arm and calf. Ugh. Trust me, if we're doing a double because I'm working too much this weekend.
Oink.
Hit the gym on Monday with no energy. Hello, Luke, by the way, if you're watching. Hello, Libby.
That sounds interesting, and I'm going to press this button, and now Tom should manage to here.
You have to coordinate that better because I just showed the stream.
Whoops.
We must coordinate that better going forward. There's Tom. Hello.
Oh,
Better?
hay fever is a nightmare, isn't it? Well, no, not much better. But anyway, we'll press on.
Yes, I know it.
Yeah, I just looked over and I was like, wow, Tom's back already. Okay.
Tom's a professional. He'll get in and ready whenever anyone needs to be put in place. Fingers crossed. Oh my word, this track limits nonsense as well it's quite a big... Wow, it really is. Never mind. I was going to try and get that sorted, but it really is quite a large piece of text. So we see it properly on your screen there on our battle computer. As the 80 AF Corsa in LMP2 is gingerly going round, I believe, into that's in the Porsche curves. Yeah. Many people say the butchered Porsche curves, but I'd say great Porsche curves because now it's no longer a death trap. There's the fire marshal watching on. 47 minutes to go in the session. That 80 is way off the track. It's got a puncture. It has got a puncture. Yeah, look, it's down on the left-hand side. So front right puncture for car 80 of the Ferrari AF Corsa.
Driver Norman Nato.
Yeah, so Nato's got a puncture then. He's going to be slowly crawling in. Yep, West Ham beat Italy's
Fiorentina.
Thank you. 2-1 to beat Europa Conference League, first major trophy since 1980.
Whoa, hang on. Major trophy.
Apparently. That's the BBC.
European trophy, fair, but not a major trophy.
I think my dad has a West Ham, or is it Tottenham? It's either West Ham or Tottenham top that he and his brother borrowed and never gave back to him. Next time Ian Birch in the box, I'll have to find him. I don't know if he's coming in at all during the Le Mans 24 hour. He just sort of wanders around during these sessions as well, so he might be here, might not be. Megan, have you guys seen the weather forecast for Friday and Saturday as well? Yes, rain is expected, and we'll have our weather graphic up on Saturday and Sunday as well with our own weather screen to take a look at it, so don't worry. In fact, I think...
Have you seen the weather in the UK, Josh?
Yeah, thunderstorms, isn't it? That's going to be fun,
Yes.
fun.
Watching, how is
NATO's
G56
made it back.
doing relative to GTE, asks iViking.
G56, Garage 56. Well, tell you what, give me a second and I'll... actually, should we take a look? Some time. This is our new interactive screen that we can have up as well with the WEC live timing that we can control. So let's do a car comparison, shall we? So we need the 24, and that is Hendrick Motorsport. And Josh, who's top of LMGTE AM at the moment? The 60 Iron Links.
Yes.
So we need
60.
to find the 60. Here it is, Iron Links. And there you go. Voila. There you go. And as you can see, the green is the Hendrick Motorsports, and the red is the Iron Links. And lap after lap, we are seeing them be faster. Okay, that's not a direct comparison lap time. This one is, look.
Best lap from both of them.
Yeah.
Was the number 24 of Jimmy Johnson, who's currently in the car. That's a 3:51.904, and
Yep.
the number 60 LMGTE AM is a 3-minute 54.080. The gap 2.176 seconds.
Took all the analysis away from me there, because then I've got nothing to show. Yeah, so there's lap 2 then as well coming through. Lap 3, 4, they are quicker, and where the red is going quicker, that's quicker. But in essence, the Hendrick Motorsport
I will go back into the shadow realm now.
Yes. Away. Banished. Shush. My data screen.
Car
my analysis.
55 reported to the stewards of using track limits. Okay, I'm actually going now, and I'm bringing my keyboard with me. Let's not do that.
Yeah. So that's the information we're seeing at the moment on our data screens. That's impressive. That NASCAR trick really is as well. There's the analysis screen, and we can do that for everyone as well. So literally, oh, hang on a minute. What's this? Regarding possible improvement under yellow flag of cars 36 and 45. No further action. We've just received information from. I want to know why my iPad is louder than the TV pictures in terms of showing us track noise. There's got to be something wrong. There really has. I'm going to be... Oh, hang on, I know what's wrong. Ah! Sorry! I figured it out. That's not me. I haven't turned it off. It's just frozen. There we go. I figured it out, so I know what the problem is. So, yeah, silly me coming into it all. But, yeah, all looking quick. track temperature looking strong. Let's take a look at the data screen then in a moment. As fastest sector times you can see from everyone. Look at that from Hypercar, the normal Hypercar as well. That's Glickenhaus 708, 332.809 fastest of the time so far. As they try and squeeze through. How long's left of the session though? 44 minutes. So they've still got time to find some of the things out. Are you cold, Tom? Because you've done your jacket up, or you've put a jacket on. I just don't think I haven't noticed that yet.
I've had this jacket on all day.
Oh right, I hadn't noticed. I looked down, and all of a sudden you're wearing a jacket like a Bond villain.
I've got an Aston Villa shirt underneath, which isn't the most formal to be wearing on a stream.
Yes.
So jacket goes up.
I mean, Richie. I panic every time Richie wears a Ferrari shirt. To be fair, I do.
I'm afraid I've got an Aston Martin top that I'm wearing tomorrow. A hoodie. I bought Donington Park. It was way too expensive, but to be honest with you, I needed something for a jacket that day. It's a good jacket.
I know what you mean. Last time I was
Aston
at a track,
Martin, WEC by the way, not Formula 1.
Well, last time I was at a track, I bought a McLaren Teddy. I'm not getting into why that McLaren Teddy never ends up with the right person. And I also bought this massive Ayrton Senna flag. Massive Ayrton Senna flag. And I absolutely love that. And it's just at the side here in the comments box. I'm waiting until I can put it up somewhere. Very nice, but I can't at the moment. Yeah, always fun. I can now manage permissions in settings, I've just been told on the YouTube Studio app. That's nice to see. Don't know why it's telling me that though. So qualifying went well. Yeah, looking good then. Oh my god, qualifying went insanely well if I just saw that it was in 73. Josh, we've got some penalties coming through. Is he there? Josh? Hello? Okay, well we've got a problem with one of the with the Peugeot, Tom, in the pit lane.
Yeah, he stopped in the middle of the fast lane as well, so Marshall's gonna, well not Marshall's, I apologise, Crew gonna have to quickly run over to that and wheel him back into his pit box. It is the 34. Where are they on the timing screens at the moment? They're not 94. Very fast, are they? Yeah, they're 6th and, sorry, 8th and 9th overall.
Yeah, there we are.
It's Lauren Van Thor and Jean-Eric Verne in the two Peugeots at the moment. Ignore me.
Yeah, that's Porsche.
Yeah, sorry, 93 is a Peugeot. That's Jean-Eric Verne, and the other one's a Porsche. I am looking at where's the other Porsche?
You're right. I can't even see.
He just disappeared on me.
He's gone.
Oh, there he is, 14th.
Here we go. Yeah.
Menez. My apologies. I haven't heard of him before. I'll be honest.
He was in F1 in the 90s and early 2000s as well, actually. Gustavo Menez. Involved in that massive accident in Spa back in '98.
There's me going to get comments now about my lack of wheel knowledge or whatever they call it now.
Look, I know I'm going to get done over by someone's name in this one. There's 62 cars, but that's 3 drivers each. So 3 times 62 is like an insane amount of drivers that you've got to know about in Le Mans. It's really
at the
hard.
At the end of the day, you know, I don't know the difference between the 51 and the 50 Ferrari, realistically. You know, I know the teams and I know who was driving most of the hypercars, but in terms of which one is which, I still don't know the difference. I couldn't tell you off by heart without having to Google it whether, you know, Mike Conway drove the 7 or the 8 Toyota. I know who his teammates are, and to be fair, I know he drives the 7. I think 7. I have to double check with that. Yeah,
it was 7. Yeah. Because I interviewed it. It said 7. Yeah.
So yeah, I know who his teammates are, and I know who's in that car and who's in the other car. But in terms of getting them mixed up, I get them mixed up all the time. You know, you're never going to learn 62 cars or 3 drivers.
I'm actually really worried because Megan's going to be in the commentary box this weekend for Le Mans over some parts, and she's covering the last penultimate hour. And if the number 8 Toyota, Brendan Hartley's leading, I'm slightly worried because I haven't told her yet. And I don't know if she remembers or not, as we see a brake change pad on the 66 Ferrari as well. I don't know if Megan remembers that Brendan Hartley's racing because if anyone's new to the channel, Megan, who is our co-commentator here in the box directly with me, she curses Brendan Hartley. She doesn't mean to. It's just that it was a thing in Formula 1 that every race that she was at, he would crash. And it started at the British Grand Prix Practice 3. It was the first session of the year she led, and he ended up having a massive accident. And then every time she kept coming into the commentary box, he would have an accident. Literally, she walked into the commentary box once when she wasn't supposed to be commentating. It was the Belgian Grand Prix Practice 2 session, and he had a crash. So, yeah, it's a running curse.
It is 50-50.
Yeah, and then she commentated on a round of the Formula E Championship where he stopped on the track and then 2 days later got fired. So, yeah.
Oh, did you see the Dan Tickton tantrum?
Yes, I did. God, I mean...
Hilarious.
Well, they do call him Dick Tantrum, don't they, quite a lot in the paddocks. So it's
Do they?
Yeah, it's Dan Tickton, but they call him Dick Tantrum. That's what everyone calls him.
So, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he was justified in his frustration of the team, but to put it out in that way.
No, it's not. In public as well, no. Never good. Never.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Is Josh there?
I mean,
yeah, go on.
no, I don't think he is. Don't get me wrong. If you have grievances with the team, you can give them, taterings behind closed doors.
Yeah.
That's fine. To do it on the radio, it's a joke. And you've got to give them fair taterings as well. If your team has genuinely messed you up, and it's the third, fourth time it's happened this year, as Lawrence Van Thor goes on to top with 29.1. That is for Porsche Penske, number 6. That's very impressive indeed. But
Finally.
yeah, give your team a telling off. By all means, if they've messed you up, I would expect them to tell him off if he's had a massive crash. But you've got to do it in a nice way. You can't just scream at them because they just won't like you.
No, they're not going to. I think that Neo team has been going through so much recently, and I don't think Dan Tickton's going to be at that team very long. I think he'll get the boot as we look at El Bamba coming through the chicane. The Daytona chicane is now permanently known. It's been known as the PlayStation chicane, the Forza chicane, the Michelin chicane, and now it's known back to the Daytona chicane. And the Michelin chicane has now been moved further down the East Giles Straight. Sorry, the Mulsanne Straight. As they come into the chicane.
One of my favourite initiatives, actually, the fact that they named this the Daytona chicane and the other one the Le Mans chicane.
Yeah, that's great, wasn't it?
It's a wonderful little initiative, and it works as well. It makes sense. It makes sense. Change for top spots in LMP2, by the way. 63 Prema, the Bortolotti car, has gone top 37.8. Still, those LMP2s running remarkably slowly for what we'd expect them to be running in race pace. But what times were they doing in qualifying earlier, Josh? I'm going to be honest with you, I was not able to actually catch the lap time.
3:24s, 3:25, 3:26s, or something like that.
I mean the LMP2s.
Oh, LMP2s. Oh, give me a second. I'll take a look at the WEC timing results to double check on that one. I would ask Josh T, who's got them all printed out, but we haven't got ink yet until the weekend, so I won't have them. I can have all the timing results stuck up on the page. Ah, you're back. Hello.
As I just said in chat, I have served my 5-minute stop-go penalty for invading Josh's stats, and I have returned.
That's good. Yeah, all right, fair dues. fair dues.
What were you going to ask?
Well, they're not available yet, so I can't. Oh, this qualifying practice. Yes, I can. Okay, so then, if the document loads, because it's a nice little page. This morning, the Jolter Squadron 28 was doing a 3:34.753. So that was the times. 3:30s we were running this morning, and we're now doing 3:37. So we're slightly slower than the practice time. Oh no, we're quicker than the practice time. Yeah. We are.
What's the fastest time in hypercar?
3 minute 25.213 set this afternoon in the practice qualifying session for the the qualifying. That was the 50A, of course, the Ferrari. So it's 3:25.213. This session 3:29.157 is the time. LMP2 current time is 3:37.841 this afternoon. It was a 3:34.751. So does that answer your question, Tom?
No, because I wasn't listening. Can you say it again, please? I was reading Gavin's chat and I zoned out. Sorry.
That's going to be one of the TikToks for the end of the year when we go through everything. I've just gone on a massive ramble, got it all wrong, and yeah, okay, fine. Okay, so once again, the Jolter time in qualifying was a 3:34.751. This session, it's the 63 Prema, that's done a 3 minute 37.841. So we are around about 3 seconds slower.
New time at the top.
Remarkably slow, isn't it? And we have got a new time at the top.
2:28.
That's Lanthor He's on a really fast stint, isn't he? Because that 6 car hasn't got into hyperpole, has it either? So this is their go, isn't it? And well, Josh, I ask you a question. Have you ever done stand-up?
I don't know what you're on about. I mean, I'm holding now with a handheld microphone saying, have I ever done stand-up? But my answer to that is definitely a no. Coming to it. There we go. Just getting it right, because it's all a bit mucked up at now, actually, as well. Oh, there we go. There we are. No, never done stand-up. Never done stand-up.
Whilst I would love to do stand-up, I am remarkably unfunny, so I imagine it would go wrong.
I think people do find my commentary funny, but only through, like, little bits of things. So, like, is that working?
PSGL
Yeah.
Spain.
Yes, things like that.
That
Things
one
that
time.
Yeah, they're riding each other, yeah. Things that are just completely off the cuff. That is what people seem to like in the commentary. Oh, Josh T, have you ever done it?
Oh. Well, he is like 13, so I suspect not.
I suppose.
I've done
Talent show.
stand-up commentary, but
That works.
and stand-up football, stand-up cricket, stand-up. I've done a lot of standing up in my 3/4 years.
I stand up to commentate as well. I'd be amazed if I won't stand up for the whole 24 hours. I'll take a seat eventually, but I like standing. Although I need to.
If you're standing up for the Ashes, you're going to get bored very quickly.
Oh no, I'll sit down for the Ashes. Don't worry about that.
Yes. You should join us, Josh T, on that.
Yeah, it'd be
Send
fun.
you the spreadsheet. You can put when you're available. I'm going to be honest.
yes.
I'm just trying to get people here because otherwise I'm going to be
Send
doing
the
a lot of
spreadsheet away.
Yeah.
I will. Josh hasn't put it out yet, so you can
No, I
you can beat
haven't.
him to the chase.
Yeah,
you have to
Tom,
I'll get that sorted.
beat him to the chase.
I'll get that sorted actually, because it shouldn't be that hard.
aha.
USRN YouTube channel, by the way, starting June the 16th. It's 11 o'clock for those.
Get the link in.
Those unaware.
Because there's a bet going on right now, because it was announced on one of the IndyCar Daytona races, not Daytona, IndyCar at Detroit, that if USRN's YouTube channel gets to 100 subscribers before the end of the year, which is Abu Dhabi, that next year there will be an IndyCar and a NASCAR race on the YouTube channel there, which I've begged them to do for ages. So go, subscribe to them.
Well, I think the only problem with the USRN YouTube channel is that it's basically run by me at this point in regard to live streaming. It's like so it's mostly cricket. And the problem is as well, our biggest problem is that we're not Indian, because there is a massive market for watch-along cricket commentary.
Yeah, there is.
In India.
You're very
And
right.
they get so many views. Any cricket game in the country, there's a massive betting market as well, so
Yeah.
it gets very popular. So even county cricket, things that we get like 2 views on, they've got like hundreds.
Yeah.
But because we don't speak Hindi, we don't get on it. We don't get those kind of views.
Don't mind me just casually filling in Joss B's column, not Joss T's column.
Yeah, go down one. By the way, at least we get loads on the motorsport streams. That's something as well, because we've sort of slipped into a very unique market with what we do. Is everyone does watch-alongs, but nobody does the watch-alongs quite like the level we do them. And part of it must be said, is thanks to Radio Le Mans, because I was ill in COVID. I didn't have COVID. I was ill, and I was watching them, and I thought to myself, God, that's a brilliant idea what they do, and I copied it.
You were the first watch-alonger, really. And I think what happened was you got in very quickly, realising that, hang on, this isn't copyright infringement. This is like, well, it's literally a free speech issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm at my own at home.
And I got that after a telling off from Fon in Barcelona, when he literally, the man in charge of Formula One's media department, said to me, whatever you do at your own home, that is your own business.
Can you tell me the story of that? That's interesting.
Well, basically, it was 2019. We were live on Facebook. It was the end of the day roundup show. And remember, I had media stuff as well. I could be there, but I was talking away and all that lot, just going through the times. And the head of Formula One Media, as I've just noticed our timing screens, there we go. The head of Formula One Media came up to me, stopped us live on air. We had to stop what we were doing, stop the stream and everything on Facebook at the time. And he said, have you got passes? I'm like, yeah, we're wearing passes here. Hello? Passes are here, right here, little square things, for the media day. And he just had a massive go at us because apparently we weren't allowed to film inside the paddock. And I made it very clear to this man that we were not inside the paddock. We were in the gantry looking into the paddock, which is free public area, because you can only film in free public areas during testing. So we weren't in the paddock. We were looking into the paddock, but we were at the media centre level, and there's a restaurant that people are eating at down at the end of the corridor. So, yeah, it took around about 5-10 minutes of us having this mini heated row. Lawyers were mentioned at one point as well by him, which was very interesting, because I rebutted with that, saying that, well, I've got a pass here, so hello, look, pass all areas. So that was quite fun. And, yeah, it actually did depress me at the end of it, because I felt like I'd wasted my journey to Spain, so that did depress me for a day. But the second day I was walking around like utterly depressed. I was even at one point thinking about quitting Formula One. Maybe honestly that depressed on day 2, but I fought back for day 3 and day 4. But yeah, so I saw that man again at the end of the last day of testing, and I said to him as well, why did you have such a go as well? He said, because we were live. And he said it's because at the time he didn't know what we were doing.
Oh, right.
And nobody else had done it. Nobody else had done what we were doing. Nobody had gone and done it to Facebook, ever. Because this was 2019. This was still early days of, they've just launched F1 TV, and they were still under the sort of the Bernie mantle of stuff. So nobody had done what we'd done before, which was Facebook stuff. So we were the first to do it, trackside. And basically, we kept on doing it. We were allowed to do it, but we were only allowed to do it in the circuit area, not in the paddock area. But I had a conversation with him the last day, and he said to him, I said, so what are we actually allowed to do and what are we not allowed to do? And he said, well, you're not allowed to show TV pictures. You're allowed to show replays, but not during the live broadcast.
Yellow Marshall Post 26, sorry to interrupt.
Sorry, we'll keep an eye on that. So you're allowed to show replays, but not on... So actual replays they show, you're allowed to show, but not during the live stream. And...
Yes, that makes sense. That's
yeah.
I would imagine that would be a fair use sort of thing, because if
Yeah.
you're offering criticism or review of the replay, that is fair game.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not any of the live pictures you can't use this again, but if they replay it on a replay, you can use that. And then he also said as well, as I just turn up this fader again, he also then said that you can do anything you like from your own home. If your IP address and everything, and your background and all that, if you are at your own home, you can do what you like. When you're trackside, you've got to stay. Well, if I did at Snetterton, I had paddock access, so I could go in there and do all the normal stuff on TV. Great. But if I went to a Formula One race, I wouldn't be allowed into the paddock area filming live, and I wouldn't be allowed into the balcony area above the paddock. I'd have to stay filming on the exterior of the track and in the fan areas, that sort of thing, which is fine. But he also said that there's no copyright on the sound on any series, because it is impossible for them to tell where the sound is coming from in terms of the track noise. So I've always had that in the back of my head, because then we can show replays. Team radios. Team radios are fair because that's speech. That's free speech that is said from the teams and drivers. So they've got no control of that either. That's why we can have the radios. And also, another little thing as well is you can also share the commentary, because that commentary is not linked to FOM. It's linked to another company. So there's things you can get away with if they like throw them all together. So like we've got now, which is the audio from the track, that's because it's audio from the track, but they don't know if it's live or not. So there you go. It's fine. Like how you've got fake crowd noise in the football during COVID. That's how it all came through.
Yeah, but this is where I don't necessarily buy it from that perspective, because surely they can match up that point in the broadcast.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but it does. It's really weird, because and that's why we had a lockup as well for one of the... Is that the 50 Ferrari?
That's at Mulsanne Corner, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
It's got straight on. He's gonna. Yeah, it was the 50 Ferrari. He locked up, went straight on. He's got it out there. That's why the yellow flags are out.
I believe it was at Arnaud.
Ah, right. Okay. That's why the yellow flags were out then, just after Indianapolis. So yeah. So with the but anyway, it works. So that's what we've gone through. Ozold is.
I know.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, on the market thing, I know particularly there is a market for cricket watch-alongs, because there's a channel called Gorilla Cricket that have been doing it for many years, and they basically do what we do on USRN, but worse. They've been running into no trouble. I know that there's a few things they have to refer to the IPL as like the Indian T20 or something. So
Yeah.
but no, they get away with it. And then obviously it's all canned crowd noise. I mean, we use canned crowd noise as well on USRN just to avoid.
That's because they do music in the background, don't they? So it's really hard to get the.
You would get away with that because of. In terms of like the sort of loudspeaker music, because of content ID, you'd not be able to monetize probably, but you'd get away with it.
Yeah, you also told me once that they've got like a really high thing, haven't they, for noise at the.
Yeah, well, particularly in the World Cups because it's run by, rather than Sky do quite a minimal broadcast, but a very not a minimal in terms of rubbish, minimal in terms of that's their style. Like Sky is very minimalistic. They like to be quite modern and sleek. The ICC like to be, when they do their world feed, they like to be quite modern and sleek, but they're a bit more gimmicky. They have fancier graphics. They have, I think the Sky graphics work wonderfully. I think
they're great. They're great. Graphics, yeah.
The ICC have very gimmicky graphics, like all circles and like AR things above the thing, and they like to have, music and theme tunes for the World Cups and things. So yeah. Gavin Jones says, us oldies listen to sport on the radio, no TV. Your skills as commentators and conversations will go over well. You will grow. Thank you very much, Gavin. I have to say, radio commentary is probably my preference. I love radio commentary. I think it's such an art, more so than television commentary. I really do. And yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've grown up listening to far more sport on the TV on the radio than you might imagine, because I grew up in a house. I've grown up in a household that until recently, the last 3-4 years or so, didn't have Sky Sports. So it's very much, England are playing. I'm sneaking up in bed. My parents not noticing, listening to it on Talk Sport and 5 Live, what have you. I also really listen to 5 Live a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of the 3 p.m. kickoffs in the football. Are the best through 5 Live.
Do you know what I really love? And I do love it as well, because we got on USRN as well for Formula 1. So it works really well because I can see the TV pictures, but not everyone at home can. So with the watch along, you've got to really balance it between radio commentary and television commentary and flirt between the lines. And I love that.
I treat it as radio commentary myself, particularly USRN.
I think. I must admit, when I came from a more television commentary standpoint on things, pre-2018, it was very much a television-style commentary I was doing. Coming into 2018 as well, and especially since we started the YouTube channel with the watch-alongs in 2020, I've always sort of had to adapt to radio coverage. But it's just incredibly easy because you just keep talking. It's the easiest thing in the world to keep talking, and refer back to what's happening on the screen if something big happens. But things like with a practice session, you can talk about different topics, get people in, have it more as a podcast. Then when it gets to qualifying in the race, the story tells itself on the screen. So you just start talking and describe, and it all comes together nicely. And the one thing I love is, I think, with nowadays, people say, I think, sort of my generation as well, which I know is slightly different to you, Tom, because there's a bit of an age up there, but still, if you think about it, we went from radio. 8 years. 8 years different, yeah. We went from radio to television and then back to radio again. Because nowadays we've got podcasts, we've got people, we've got everyone, young, old, everybody is listening to podcasts. And I think the love of radio has come back. Pointing that though,
there's something
as Scooty, as I just said, any streams. So yeah, kind of defeating the point there.
Yes.
Our topic.
It's something so intimate as well about radio coverage that you don't get with. And actually, I was listening to Test Match Special the other day. I was driving home from Milton Keynes. What a godforsaken place that is. Nice racetrack. The Daytona venue was wonderful there. Very hospitable of me. But the place. My word, roundabouts galore. I was listening to the end of the test match on 5 Live, and it's been a while since I've actually sat down and listened to 5 Live in terms of the test match special for like an extended period of play, because obviously I've just been watching on the telly. And Agnew was talking about this actually. He was saying, there's something about the fact that you have to imagine, particularly with a ball game like football or cricket, you're having to imagine, and you almost get more of the atmosphere because you have to hear the crowd noise. You're getting a sense of the atmosphere, but you're having to imagine the atmosphere. Whereas on Sky Sports, you know, you've got the stump. If it's cricket, you've got the stump mic turned up. You know, you've got the stump mic turned up, so you actually can hear the players more than the crowd.
Yeah.
And you don't really get a sense of atmosphere. It's more focused on the game. Whereas, you know, something like a radio, it's very, you very much feel like you're almost in the ground, and it's like a day out kind of thing.
And yeah, I think that's you're right. I noticed, and it's got to be said, the first ones to do it were definitely Radio Le Mans. I mean, they do it once a year. And it sort of inspired me to say, okay, that's a great level to do it. Let's do that. And we did it. We're doing it now. And it's been the 4 long years of hard work to grow the channel up to monetization. And now we're flying. And I'm loving every second of it. Got a great team alongside everyone as well. Everyone I love working with. And it's a lot of fun. And I think as well, I do this because I love it. I do it because I'll just be standing here commentating anyway. And I do it because I love it. And I'm getting to talk with thousands of people around the world who absolutely love it. I'm going to work with amazing people. So it's a new generation. This podcast social media generation is amazing if done right. And when I say done right, I mean done with a good heart intent to bring something new in. I think it's great. Adam as well, I agree, saying one podcast that people can watch and listen to is the Grid Network. Absolutely, Grid Network's on later on tonight, actually. I'm not on the Grid Tonight show. That starts in 18 minutes because I'm here at Le Mans. So the Grid Network's Grid Tonight is going to be fantastic. Kobe Lambeth's hosting that, and I think Matt White's there too. And I believe it's going to be Ben Schneider filling in for me as well. I'm just going to double check that.
Flag.
For who, Josh?
Car 54 for abusing track limits.
Coming in as well. And I love working with you, Josh and Tom, and probably Josh too, because you can't see him, but he's here. Yeah, we love working with you too, Adam. We can't wait for you back next weekend in Canada as well for the American races.
In the back rooms.
Yeah, he's gone into the back rooms. Who's hosting tonight then? I don't know who's hosting. Grid Tonight, here we go. In our little chat. I've just actually typed in who's hosting because I've got no idea. So yeah. Oh. Go on, Tom.
Yeah, I accidentally sent a message. I was going to share the spreadsheet to the commentators chat and I accidentally pressed send before I'd sent the spreadsheet. So there you go. I bumped it. We might be hijacking your commentary box 2, 3, 4, or 5 for the cricket, by the way, Josh.
Do it. Hijack it. That's what it's there for.
We're going to hijack it. Yeah, you're our base now. We're not going to bother making it.
We are hijacked comms box 1 for the All-Star race for USRN.
I've got
NASCAR.
Just to let everyone know, I've got a hard count coming in my ears from 50 seconds. So I think there's an ad coming shortly as well. I've just had a hard count come in my ears for the last 16 minutes of this session. 40 seconds now, I'm on here. What can I wrap up with before we go to an ad break as well? Hypercar, fastest with Porsche Penske number 6. Lawrence Van Horth at the wheel. It's a 3:28.878 coming into it as well. LMP2 being topped as well, actually. Let's go over by the Prema squad. As you can take a look now at our screens coming in, so great job from them as well. GT Ham, that's been run by the Iron Lynx. Of course, the Hendrick Motorsports 24s coming in. We have 15 minutes left in this session, and don't go anywhere because it's going to be absolutely great when you return.
We can keep talking, can't we?
Yeah, ads have been inserted.
Yeah, because the ad break we still keep.
Oh my goodness! I just got an hour and an hour and 9-minute ad.
Is it skippable?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. To be honest with you, Josh.
Yeah, go on.
I have ad block on, so
very nice.
I didn't get the ad.
That's
Sorry.
fine. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah.
That's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I use ad block for my own safety and for the fact that I despise adverts so much. Oh my god, I hate them.
I do too, but not one of mine. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm afraid I'm going to be stealing 1 pence from you, or 0.1 pence or whatever, for my singular view.
Do it.
Part of me almost misses the days though when we were doing these streams and it'd be me, you, and Josh watching whilst also commentating.
Watching what?
When we do these streams and FP1 on a Friday, and it'd be me, you, and Josh in commentary, the only 3 in the chat.
Yeah, it'd be yours. That was the day, wasn't it? Earlier on. And it'd be us in the chat as well, just monitoring it, just talking to ourselves. And now we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of people just tuning in every week and listening to us on all different socials as well. Do you know, I've lost track of who's taking our coverage because I know IE Sports Radio takes some of them. I know WSR take a couple of them as well. And I know USON, we do work with them. Usually I'm controlling that though, so I don't think we're on USON now. But Matthew puts us on at random times, I never know anymore. So yeah, it's going to be fun.
IE Sports Radio is basically USRN, isn't it? They're like basically...
They're all the same, yeah. I think they all work together, which is great.
We were on there. I was on there for the World Cup.
Ditto, yeah. Got to say with USRN, cricket's coming up next week, but tennis is soon. The Wimbledon next month.
Yes, that will be after the Ashes as well. I believe. I think
nice.
they don't think it's a crossover, which is really nice. It shouldn't cross over the Ashes. Ashes is relatively early.
Starts 3rd of July.
So there is a crossover with Ashes actually.
Yeah.
In fact, the majority of the Ashes crosses over with Wimbledon. So completely ignore me.
Wow, we are going to be busy.
Yeah.
Especially
the Ashes 5th test, I believe, ends 31st of July.
Wow.
Yeah, it does because that was the big thing. No Ashes games in August.
Yeah, to 16th of July is Wimbledon.
And we've also got the biggest motorsport of the year. Okay, this is going to be an interesting month. I say unbuckling shirts, trying to breathe.
So so Ashes 16th of June, 10:45 AM, YouTube channel, USRN. Oh, is it 10:45 AM? What day does it start? Oh, it might not be 10:45.
16th of June,
evening
4
session.
p.m.
Evening session.
Evening.
So 4 p.m.
Evening off.
Why is it the evening session? What? First test. It's a Friday.
Yeah.
I finished early.
Oh, nice.
I finished 11. Well, it will be the evening session.
Is that next week?
Yes, next Friday.
Might be at Canada. Oh, hang on, Tom. Are you still alright to cover the IndyCar at Road America next Sunday?
What day? What time?
6 till 9. I've got you, me, and Jess down for it, but I have to leave halfway through.
I believe. I don't know what time it will finish, but I'm at Old Trafford that day, watching Lancashire.
Well, that might work out because then you might be able to replace me at like about 7 o'clock. Maybe you're back in time.
You're going to hate me as well, Josh.
Yeah, you're not there, are you?
I said I was going to be there, but then I remembered I'm at Brands.
It's all right. We've got team.
So I remember the problem with the first test was that we had coverage for Friday. I forget why I did the evening session on the Friday because I'm pretty sure I was. Oh, okay. No, I still don't see because I finish at 11. So.
Okay. Well,
okay. It was. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was evening because I finish at 11. The game starts at 11, so I can't be back by 11.
Oh, okay, I get you now. Well, we'll sort that. We'll sort that.
Yeah.
Cricket's
and so the plan, by the way, for those interested, I appreciate there's actually a Le Mans event we should focus on in a moment.
Not much is happening out there.
So, for those unaware, cricket session 2 hours. The plan is sort of a session a day throughout the Ashes. We can't physically cover the entire thing. It's
not during
impossible.
a motorsport year, because honestly,
No,
if it was December, then yeah, but not.
And frankly, to be frank about it, we don't get enough viewers to make it worthwhile. I mean, bluntly, we've got to make it worthwhile, haven't we?
I say, if we stream it on here in a co-event, you might make it. I keep saying we should rebrand a bit more.
Should we? I mean, we can. We can stream to both.
Can we?
That would be cool.
Oh, we'll do both then. Yeah, we'll do both.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a bit of a joint stream as well.
Let's figure that out. Yeah. So, so it's basically 8 hours a day getting that covered for basically 2 months. It's just not going to happen. So we said there's a few days where it's just an hour. So if I'm out doing something, I'll do the first or last hour basically. Basically, it's a little bit of Ashes, and the sort of gimmick this year is that it's the Ashes breakfast. So the morning sessions are early for the USRN American viewers. So the idea is they can wake up to the Ashes.
Yeah, and we'll all be
even though none of them know anything about cricket.
No. To be fair, did Matthew and Seth say they tried and were going to do a commentary on it, but had no clue what to say?
What a time to lose, Josh. Oh, there you go. You're back. Hello.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I didn't know I was just.
Hello. Yeah, we could hear you.
I was
Oh, you-
waiting for you.
Oh.
I asked you a question.
Oh,
Saying,
yes.
didn't Seth and Matthew say they knew absolutely nothing about it, and they were going to do the commentary on it?
Well, they're saying they don't want to do a commentary on it, but I'm going to make them at some point because
Yeah.
Major League Cricket starts this year, and whilst it's basically for the Indian expat market, and is marketed horrendously. The New York team is called the Mumbai Indians New York.
Oh.
So yeah, it's basically IPL franchises that have gone over and made
We-
American teams. So Mumbai Indians New York, which is a stupid idea if you think about the connotations of the word Indians in America compared to the connotations of that word in India.
I must say, Joshua Smith, who texted us last weekend as well in the Spanish Grand Prix, said he was going to be trackside, and during the IndyCar race as well, said he was going to be trackside for this one. Says, "Hey Josh, watching live from the Hippodrome camping ground right now. Left early to enjoy my barbecue, but being at the track all day enjoying the practice and qualifying. The cars are so loud going around the campsite. That is amazing. So jealous right now. I'd love to be trackside. Eventually, maybe soon." Gavin says, "This is radio next level." Absolutely right. Joshua Smith, by the way. If you go to the Dunlop Bridge section and shout, "Where is the fat real Stig?" whatever it is, you'll meet up with somebody else who's trackside there, who's been in this YouTube watch along as well. So that'd be fun. Oh, Ben.
Sounds fun.
Ben is hosting alongside Kobe. The super sub
Oh,
Ben.
right.
That's nice.
7 minutes left in this session.
wow.
It's gone by quick.
It's been great, hasn't it, today? Well, let's rephrase that. Practice 2 has been fun. Practice 1 and qualifying, I'd rather not have nightmares about because the timing screens, I wanted to scream. Losing an hour of basic commentary in practice 1 was really annoying thanks to that. But even though we broadcast it, it was just like a basic static screen. It was like... But this is working now. Let's have a little bit of a calm end to the session. Coffee's out soon, chaps. What's everyone's plan to stay awake then for the 500? Personally, I'm in favour of having an electric chair.
24.
What?
500 was last week. 500 was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, sorry, what's it? See, look, I need to sleep already. What's everyone's plan for staying up for the 24 hours then? I've got an electric
No.
chair set up.
I'm gonna an electric chair.
Yeah, it's just going to sit on... Oh, and Josh... Oh, Tom's gone. There we go. Hello, Tom. Can you hear me?
Yep, okay.
Did you have fun in racing for audio for a millisecond, Josh? Tom?
Yeah, I loved it.
What happened?
Sorry. Yeah, I clicked on the wrong thing.
Oh, right.
The electric chair, but that's quite dramatic.
No, I'm just sat on it. Every time I get it, it's like that guy you did that faith test on it. It just gives a little pulse up to you as well. That guy was
Right.
hilarious.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't recommend, electric chair while doing Le Mans. I wouldn't recommend electric chair generally, actually. Come to think of it. But,
Sorry, I'm getting distracted now by something your friends have said.
what was I going to say? I might raid the local co-op for some like cakes and things, with a little cake review
Yes.
for the night.
Yes, I did the same.
yeah,
I go out,
same here.
I go out shopping on a Friday, and I literally just go, I'll have that, I'll have that, I'll have that. Oh, biscuits, have those. Reedy's Walls, thank you very much. Big packet of crisps, thank you very much. I'm basically like Dawn French. A little kiss there from the TF guys at TF Sport. Looks great there. Tell you one thing though, chaps. What was I saying? Just something. Yeah, that was it. I reckon the amount of stories I tell on air, they surprise me when I remember them and come out with them. For the limited experience I've had in motorsport world, blimey, do I get myself in situations and just get to talk about them? I can't wait for my autobiography. That's gonna be great.
I feel like my story game's quite good, actually, considering how little I've. Yeah.
We've got. Oh, that'll be fun. Did I tell you about the time? Go on.
I knew I had to take a step back from RF2 endurance commentary. And I was telling the same 5 stories every one, and just sort of collecting my wage and running off.
To be fair, I think our stories get repeated an awful lot. Even I got told last week to tell the story about how I had to dangle from the commentary box in Barcelona again. That was funny. Richie still, to be honest, Richie I think is more annoyed than Megan is that Fernando Alonso knows who I am, because he recognised me twice. So I think Megan's more annoyed about that.
I forget that you spend way more time commentating with Richie than any of us.
Yeah, I do actually. Even Josh. That's true actually. Me and Richie do so much in esport now. We're at CTC. We do PSGL. We do. So I think me and Richie are now sort of up there in esport world with commentary. We get so many offers, and as a duo as well. So we're quite up there with the F1 world.
The amount of offers I have to turn down for F1 things
Same.
is quite funny. Not so much anymore since I started rejecting them, but it's like it's always leagues just messaging you asking, oh, can you do this? It's like for no pay, like promise 100% availability.
Yeah.
Like
It's quite
2
annoying.
years ago maybe, but yeah, for sure. And then there's the people who
Okay.
message you, go, oh, we need a comment. I don't know if you get this. Oh, we need
Yes.
a commentator for such and such esports event. Great. Here's my rate. Awesome. Well, can
Yeah.
you call right now? And I'll be like, no, I can't call right now. It's 12 o'clock midnight.
Yes,
Be
it's
like,
midnight.
Okay.
I got-
Speak to you tomorrow. Speak
Yeah.
to you tomorrow, and then they just never message you again.
Yep. Always happens. Always happens. And it's like, I don't want to call at 1 a.m. I once had a meeting at 2:30 a.m. for an esport. And that was like, I was knackered. Honestly, so bad. But yeah. What was I say? Yeah, it's all fun. Tell you what though, I can't wait. Suddenly gets nervous. 240, 245 left on the board as well. I can't wait until we're all in the same commentary box. That's going to be hilarious. One of these events. It can't be like a British. It's either going to be the British Grand Prix, the Indy 500, or like Le Mans, isn't it? It's going to be something where we can all be on site for like a big event. It's got to be one or something. And I can't wait. If we're all at the same event, it's going to be fantastic. Although it's got to be a European event, isn't it? Probably British as well, because we're all mainly Britain. Bring the Americans over as well. I think we might have to rotate the teams a lot. There's only, what, 3 microphones? I have to get one of those 12-inch bus mixers with all the inputs coming in, with everyone to have a headset. Do you know, I reckon there's about 30. What do you reckon, Josh T? There's about 30 members of the team, with everyone combined, from USRN, Grid Network, PSGL, our own team here, ERC.
Yeah.
There's about 30 of us, isn't there? That's insane.
Depends if you're counting everybody in the team or just people who have come over.
Just people have come over to the Jamie Motorsport squad.
Yeah.
But in total, there's about 30, isn't there?
Yeah.
Because Grid Network count, because we've showed those before. I'm still amazed. We've never actually had Kobe in the actual commentary box, but he's always been on the show. So it's quite funny, that. I always like that. It's like, I really want Nick back on some things. I'm glad Nick's coming back, actually, slowly. He did the Formula E with me on the weekend. And,
He did a few
telecast.
BTCC, didn't he?
Yeah, and I really enjoy Nick. Nick is funny. Tom, you know this as well. He said it before. Nick has the mind of a 12-year-old. And he is... It's funny.
Nick's hilarious because we basically have a very similar personality, but we disagree on everything. Like, I can't remember the last time we agreed on something. It's hilarious. So I don't dislike each other. Nick's great, but like we disagree on everything.
Well, I mean,
That's going to be fun to hear that back.
what do you think?
In a nice way.
the
In a nice
number
way.
six
Like, not in
is,
like.
What do you think the number 6 is running, Joss? A low rake or high rake setup?
High rate, definitely. I think that was the moment of the year last year, wasn't it? Did you see that, Tom, by the way? We were at Snetterton for touring car race, and I think Aidan Moffat's car blew up, and they put a mop underneath it to prop it up. And Nick comes out completely out of the blue and just says, I think it's running a high rake setup. And everyone just lost it. In the comment. That was fantastic. Gavin says, why don't you guys come down here and commentate on our GP together? Is that Australia? God, yeah. I'd go down to Australia. Fantastic, amazing. The checker flag comes out. It's midnight in Europe. It's midnight at Le Mans. And the checker flag comes out to end the first day of running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2023, the 91st edition of the Centenary celebrations. But yeah, go on.
End round very quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah, quick 2 hours.
really was, wasn't it? Usually it's 3, isn't it, for practice 2? But they
Yeah, I
put
thought
back.
I thought it was 3. I put it down in my notes incorrectly, but
Well, I thought it was 3, and on the timetable it definitely says 2. But maybe it's because they wanted to see, because this year the procedure with qualifying being an hour, and after last year they lost so much time with the red flag, they stopped the clock now in qualifying.
I love the,
Yeah.
the notes, by the way, were entitled beginner notes.
Yeah.
And were designed for people like Synthol. It was like, oh my god, I really want to commentate Le Mans, but I don't know anything about it. I was like, right, I'll get.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot, but I'll get enough down, for you to be able to.
It was
do it. And
also funny.
yeah, like you've all used it.
We've all
Yeah,
used
you-
them. Oh, yeah.
We've all used them.
Well, they're good. They're good notes. And I haven't got that.
Well, took me an hour.
Have you seen my wall, Tom?
I have seen your wall. I'm quite impressed. I don't print off my notes, so. Well, I did once actually. Hang on.
It's also quite funny, Tom, how you named the document 2022.
Oh, right, it's still 2022 in my head. Is my notes?
I
still
do
in
that
here?
so often.
Oh yeah, I did a one of my real life commentaries. I did a big pack
like
of notes
me.
here. That's the entire
Yeah.
entire rule book in there, entry list.
Well, let's see. Actually, I'm just gonna go on the YouTube chat, guys. As with the yellow flags out now, just let's put it
Yes.
on the big screen. Hello. Just take a look behind our wall here. Where is it? There they are. Look. There is the stats of notes. If I get out of my way, look. From 2010 onwards. Actually, no. Sorry, 2017, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and behind here is 2010, 11, Big Book of 2012, 13 and 14 because we went iPad that year, but I still print out the notes, so they're there. And then 2012 is there as well, and then another one from other junior formulas. I genuinely think I've killed around about 15,000 trees with the amount of commentary notes I print out, and still continue to print out to this day to stick up on the wall. I've tried going iPad, I just don't like it. I prefer real paper. It's easy
I
to
can get
stick
away
out.
with both.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't have access to a
Yeah.
printer very easily. I have college, but it's a bit clunky to go and sort of. I have to. When I printed off those notes, it was actually during a history lesson. We were doing coursework, and I go, oh, can I go down to the library once to do some printing? And I basically printed off them instead. Yeah, I also printed off my coursework booklet and pretended that that's what it was there for. But
Megan,
yeah,
Megan, I can now say it. Megan does the same thing. She prints out the F1. Although I got an interesting story she told me. She printed out my commentary notes, very kind of her. And then she went to the little shop that they've got in the college. And she bought me 2 Pepsis, one for the 500, one for the 24-hour, one for tonight, very kind of her, and a Mars bar and a Milky Way. Other brands are available. But she left my commentary notes at the checkout, and she got all the way.
right.
She got all the
Oh,
way
no.
home. That's a 5-minute car journey. She got all the way home, got out of the car, went to reach for them to come give me them, and realised they weren't in her bag. So had to go back
oh lord.
to get them, and then bring them back here. So that's a 15 minutes because she left them on the side.
It's like contraband. But
Yeah.
yeah, I prefer printed out. If I'm going to do like a real life thing, I have to have printed out notes. iPad's not ideal.
No.
Tablets or whatever. But for a computer, it's just easier to have them on a screen, to be honest.
I dabble. If it's like driver notes, like where are they? My little driver notes I always have in a little folder here as well. Like so I've got like driver performances, and I can annotate them throughout the weekend, like with practice 1, 2, 3 positions as well. And
Oh,
everything.
well, would you look at that?
With cricket, I like the old spreadsheet on the Google Docs.
Yeah.
That's quite useful.
That's good.
rather
That's
than,
good. I'd like to, yeah. If I'm
Josh.
yeah, go on, Josh.
Look over on your tweet deck.
It's on TweetDeck.
I spy a certain grid ranking.
Oh really? Oh, they did a hashtag.
Oh,
yeah,
not
that's
anymore.
right. Yeah, there it was. Oh wow! Oh, that's because they've just gone live, of course, for their show. Actually, can we redirect to that? Is that possible?
We can sort of shout at people to go over there.
I think I can do it. Hang on, grid. I think I can if I get the video URL. I think I can manage it. So give me a second.
Should I DM it to you?
I've got it. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I haven't. It's fighting me. My computer doesn't like me. Give me a second. Yeah. So, end of the second session then, Tom. What do you make of all that?
Exciting, isn't it? It's interesting to see the Ferraris, how good their pace looks. It will be interesting to see if they can keep that into the next race. I think it's telling as well that number 6 car, correct me if I'm wrong, I'll be honest with you, I was watching the cricket, doing qualifying as well, so I didn't really get to properly analyse the times and things. but they aren't in hyperpole. Kevin Estra's in that car, isn't he? And they didn't get into hyperpole, so I think it's telling that they're the car that is fastest, because that says to me that actually we're just going to focus on that. We're going to focus on making sure that we're as fast as we can be race trim wise, whereas the other teams might be having that incentive to sandbag and say, well, actually we need to wait for our full pace to be during that qualifying session, the hyperpole session.
Hyperpole underway tomorrow. All the streams for that will be available tomorrow morning on JB Motorsports YouTube channel, and the rest of the weekend as well. We just have to wait for this weekend to make sure everything worked so we can schedule the rest. So they'll all be on tomorrow morning as well on JB Motorsports. Easy enough to just subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when we are live. Josh T, what have you made of today?
Very good. I'm surprised there was no slow zones. I can say it now because it's Sesson's end. But me getting this race control message up with timer, like clock, so I can time when the slow zones are starting and ending and all of that, didn't have to use it.
It's completely gone, isn't it? Okay, let's take a look then at the top classes in hypercar. It was the number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport that has topped the session. LMP2 sees the 63 Prema Racing as well. LMGT AM sees the 74 Kessel Racing topping it, and the independent class sees the 24 Hendrick Motorsports as always topping the session. But crucially, Jimmy Johnson completing out the times as well. Random to green the entire time. Quite a good 2 hours. Uneventful after a busy morning. My thanks to Tom and my thanks to Josh as well. A busy day then. Qualifying done. The grid set in parts. Now it's hyperpole tomorrow. 8 cars from each class go through, and we'll get ready to see who is hot. First, there will be another practice session. So tomorrow it's practice 3, hyperpole, practice 4. It's going to be fun. You're going to be redirected now to the Grid Network, where Kobe Lambeth and Ben Schneider and Matt White are going to be talking you through the Le Mans preview. So stay with them. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.